Yeah, right? That's a dope-ass background.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Christopher Woodburn. This is a brand new episode of Schmoedown All Access. I got a packed crew here today. So, first off, kicking off is my co-host, running the ones and twos. He is the villain, Haven Pendergast. What's cracking?
What's up, man? All I know is where's the belt?
And rejoining us after missing last week, we got the King of Hearts, James. What's cracking?
Not much. I'm glad to be back. Glad I'm feeling better, feeling good. Great weekend, y'all. So I'm ready to get started.
Absolutely. And we got a newcomer here. We got Caleb Boatman. What's cracking?
Yeah, I'm great to be here. I've actually been on before. I was on 2 weeks ago.
That's right. My bad. Sorry about that.
It's all right. No, it's all right. Yeah, it was super fun last time. I'm ready, especially to be here talking about the collision. So I'm excited.
And next up, the actual person who's a newbie to the show, Cameron Haas. What's cracking, Cameron?
How you doing, guys? I'm excited. Collision. It's a great debut episode. If I'm talking with the collision on my debut, I'm set.
Definitely. And returning once again, we got Justin Square. What's cracking, bro?
Nothing at all, just pizza, and yeah, it's going to be hard to get through that Merle guy match. I'm still processing.
Oh, yeah. And last but certainly not least, Dominic Rizzi.
What's happening, C-Dub? What's happening, everybody? I'm happy to be here. Got a packed house today. The collision, wow, that was awesome. And don't worry, Justin, if it helps, pretty much everybody is feeling that way after that match, save a few people. And Jesus Christ, if I may so comment, this is like the first thing I've been on where there are actually some people on here that are my age or younger. So that kind of makes me feel a little bit good about myself, a little bit less of a baby. I'm ready to do this.
I'll take the baby role from you.
Sounds good, Caleb.
All right, well, as everybody knows, on Friday we had the big event, the Collider Collision. But first, we have to get to Tuesday's match. We had a number one contenders match. We had Jeff Snyder taking on William Bibbiani. Justin, I'll kick it to you. What were your thoughts going into this match, and who did you want to win?
I was excited to watch the match. I kind of was fine with anybody winning. I didn't have like a horse I was like really behind, but I'm a big Patriots fan, so if I have to go one way, I'll probably say Snyder. But not too many high expectations, but I was just like really looking forward to seeing that match and seeing how it would play out.
Definitely. Cameron?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Justin there. I'm not a big fan of like Snyder or Bibbiani. I think they both have a lot to bring to this league. But I really wanted to see that Levine-Snyder match again, because that Patriots above the line rivalry is so hot right now. But I think this went differently than a lot of people would think, even if the outcome was what was expected.
Definitely. James?
Yeah, going into this match, it was really tough to figure out who to pull for. I don't really hate Jeff Snyder. I just hate who he chooses to associate with, specifically Tom Dagnino, the only guy who ever caught the clap for masturbating. But besides that, I mean, when you think about it, both of these guys really deserve to be in this spot. They're both knowledgeable. They both have a lot of upsides of what they bring to the table. Overall, like I said, Bibbiani versus Snyder, I could have gone either way, but in my heart, I was kind of pulling for Bibbs just because of, again, I just can't stand the association that Snyder has with Dagnino specifically. But overall, like I said, I wouldn't have hated it if either one of them won.
Absolutely. Haven?
We all know that William Bibbiani pretty much kind of chokes in the third round. He actually posted on the Facebook group what would be the wildest predictions for that match, and I posted that you actually win, and he actually like replied back with a wow face. So I guess he knew he had to step up. I was going for Snyder though. Snyder's knowledgeable. He plays the cocky heel really well, and he's a really good singles competitor. You know, we haven't seen him compete singles in a while, so I was going for him because Bibbiani usually just chokes up in the third round. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to
Caleb.
on
Yeah, I was pulling for Bibiani here because I think, he's kind of been on a hot streak lately. I think he's been doing really well with, that performance in the free-for-all and all that. So I thought Bibiani was going to take it. And turned out he did.
Dominic?
All right, so I had Bibiani going in. I was really happy to see he won. Because I love Bibiani. I can't stand Snyder as both, not necessarily as I respect him as a human being and everything, but just like his whole personality, I feel like he takes his whole role in the Schmoedown a little bit too seriously, and it really makes him come off as really obnoxious and pretentious, and I kind of can't get on board with him. But to quote Friday, Bibiani knocks Snyder the fuck out. And literally, like, it almost harkened back to when Snyder himself boxed director Ua Bowl and got knocked the fuck out by him there. And so, just with all my disdain towards Snyder going, it was so satisfying to see Bibiani, one of my favorite competitors, knock out Snyder, one of my least favorite competitors, regardless of skill involved. I was just happy with the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a fan of Bibiani, but facts are facts. He hasn't been strong in the third round. So I was leaning towards, I was giving Snyder the edge, even though I don't like him as a competitor. I'm sure he's okay in real life, possibly, but yeah, I was favoring Snyder. So in this first round, we had both competitors missing the first question. What was the name of the bar in Roadhouse? But from there, Bibiani was off and running. He nailed his last 7 questions. He had a 7-5 lead after the first round. James, what were your thoughts on that first round?
Yeah, like you said, bit of a stumble out of the gate, but they both came back strong. Obviously, you notice gaps in knowledge. I mean, even then, it's been so long since I've seen Roadhouse, I probably wouldn't have been able to answer that first question. So, but yeah, overall, like I said, strong round by both guys. But again, the first round, like I always say, is the feeling out period where the rubber meets the road is that second and third round. And as we saw, that worked out well for one individual and not so well for the other. So,
yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, I thought they both did solid in that first round. It was 5-7, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought, yeah, they both did solid. Those are good numbers. Bibiani obviously always being pretty strong that first round. So it's about what I expected.
Justin?
For me, like, when I'm watching a match, like, when I see a question I know, I get excited and I expect everybody to just know because I know. So that Harry Potter question that Snyder missed hurt me, but I can understand why he wouldn't know it. But honestly, it was just a title, and it was one of the most recent Harry Potter movies to come out. So at the end of the match, I was like, he's only trailing by 2. It's fine. But at the same time, I had a not so great feeling about this.
Dominic?
Well, I mean, as a lifelong Harry Potter fan myself and as somebody who's never seen Roadhouse, that first question didn't bother me that much. And the Harry Potter miss, of course, felt like my heart was getting ripped out and shown in front of my face like Temple of Doom. But I was impressed.
That's a Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, right? Exactly. What's it called? Thank you for that knowledge drop that I clearly had no idea what I was referencing. So, anyways, I was impressed with their performances in the first round, but it was a sign of good things to come. Usually, I don't know if a lot of people do this, but I usually determine, for me, usually it's a rarity for if a competitor doesn't do well in the first round that they end up doing really well later on and winning. Usually, I find the first round kind of determines how a lot. Like I said, this isn't the norm. This is just what happens a lot of the time when I watch, where a competitor who usually doesn't do that well in the first round usually doesn't end up doing so well for the rest of the game. And clearly with Snyder, that was for much more obvious reasons later on in the game. But so the fact that Bibiani came out ahead, that made me really happy.
Definitely. Cameron?
Yeah, I think the first round's kind of what I expected. Bibiani's usually good for either a perfect round or 7. And I think the thing with Bibiani is how many times has he gotten 7 points but missed the first question? Like, I don't have the stat on me, but I think it kind of shows it's such Bibiani is such a confidence player, and when he's confident, I don't think there's anyone that can really beat him. But it's when he gets too down and stuff. And I think that this match, is a good indication of what's going to come for him later on, especially heading into that title match.
Yeah, I think in recent memory, Bibiani and Bateman have proven, and Clark Wolf too, I think, they've been like the best first round players, at least for this year, I believe.
Yeah, 7 points.
Yeah. Haven?
Oh, it was a good first round, man. Like both these guys are very knowledgeable, you know. We all know Bibiani's a beast, you know. I think he's got perfect first round twice, maybe in his career. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. But yeah, so it was a strong first round, man. You know, and Snyder's no slouch, so you know, it was good.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, going into round 2, at the 7-5 lead. He chooses to spend first. He went for famous actors and actresses, and he did the best he could. Got 4 for 4 points. Snyder went 1 for 2 on steal. And then Snyder comes up and he spins coming of age, elects not to keep it, and spins 7. And this proved to be the dagger. He missed all 4 questions. He didn't go multiple choice. It's got all 4 steals for 7 points. And I mean, this was 18-7 KO victory. I mean, how Snyder could not know Amity was the setting Jaws. James Caan starting the original for Rollerball was mind-blowing to me. This was a complete shock of an ending. Snyder just gave up. Dominic, I'll go to you. What were your thoughts on how this all played out?
Well, like I said, Snyder is somebody who, up to this point, has proved to not have that many weaknesses in terms of movies, and I mean, like I said, the Patriot, I had a feeling that once they lost the title match, it was just going to be a downward spiral for just the whole Patriots Lions Den faction in general. Like, since the Patriots lost, I want to say the only one of them, that whole Lions Den faction, for the most part, has gone unaffected is Donica.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, everybody else has seemed to suffer, and this was Snyder's, like, peg down, where he should have stuck with coming of age, because he didn't know what he was going to get, and he ended up spinning a category that he showed that he was very, very weak on, and we all saw the results. Now, granted, a few of those questions I guessed on, but I got incorrect. And even for 70s questions, I would say those were like really deep-cut, tough questions. But still, the fact that Snyder missed on all 4 of them and didn't even try to go multiple choice, it was almost like it was almost like Dagnino may as well just given him the shovel so that he could dig his own grave with it.
Yeah.
I feel like Dagnino probably owns
Cameron?
a couple. Yeah, I don't want to like crap on Snyder too much, you know, because I'm sure he's heard all this, but this was a really disappointing performance, and I expected more from this match, and I expected more from Snyder, and I think really what this comes down to, and I think we saw this as well in the Collision, I think Jeff Snyder has lost his drive for the Schmoedown. You know, I don't think if this is a year ago when he's playing Christian Harloff for a chance to get a shot at the title, I don't think this is what Jeff Snyder does. It just seems like it's not there anymore for him. Maybe that because he spent so much time as champion, because the Lions Den is pretty much no more. But I don't know. It was really disappointing. But I don't want to take this away from Bibiani because he made the steals when he took what he needed to take, got the points he needed, and he knocked them out.
Oh yeah, Bibiani was impressive.
Yeah.
Haven?
Yeah, this was a weird one, man. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe I don't know. Maybe corruption got to him. Maybe something happened. Well, we didn't see no behind the scenes skit, so I don't know, man. I mean, Amity Island was in the first 2 Jaws movies. That was the setting. The only reason I know that is because I actually wrote this similar question for our trivia. So to be honest, I wouldn't have got that one unless I was like researching Jaws months back. I mean, it's a classic film, but I mean, unless you've watched it recently, you know, unless you're a diehard Jaws fan, that might have escaped you. But for him not to go multiple choice, like I've said it a couple of times on the All Access, rookies make that mistake when they come in, that they don't understand the rules, it seems like, and sometimes they don't go to multiple choice in the second round. But Snyder's a veteran, man, and not like, I guess after he missed the first 1 or 2, I guess maybe he did just give up, man. I don't hate to say
He packed it in.
What's up?
He packed it in.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell happened because like he knows the rules. You know, he could have got some points and forced it to round 3, but it just seemed like he just stopped. I don't know, man. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
And Big Bob's a great player. I ain't gonna take nothing away. I mean, you know, to get all those steals, like without him, without Snyder even trying to go multiple choice, it just seems so weird, man. It was bizarre.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, I was really disappointed in Snyder at that second round. It's like, I get not knowing Amity Island, like I knew that one, but I understand we all have little gaps of knowledge, especially when it's like specific names like that. But the fact that he didn't go multiple choice for that or any other question was just totally crazy. Like, you don't know it, go multiple choice, especially when it's 70s, a category that we know Bibiani is going to be very strong in. So it just seemed very crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James?
I tell you, it wasn't the smartest move to do with this, but I mean, Jeff Snyder did what a lot of those guys who show up on a DNA show for Maury Povich. He pulled out, and then that was the big thing. He just completely decided he was done. Again, I know, like, if you're not strong at something, fine, but at least give multiple choice a shot. At least take yourself out of knockout range. At least make it a fight, dude. But yeah, I mean, you could argue that he was kind of trying to save his team for, the collision or whatever. But I mean, at the same time, it's just like, dude, at least it's a number 1 contender match. You can't give up that quickly, dude. That's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I just feel like his body language was a big indicator that he gave up. I actually watched the Schmoedown rundown yesterday, and they interviewed Jeff, and I can kind of understand his mindset where he felt like he didn't give up. It was just more of he was trying to swing for the fences and just go for the 2 pointers because he wanted to play to win, which I can understand, but it's just we are used to seeing people really fight as much as possible for like every point they can get and just like go as far as they can go. So, I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, it was just really disappointing to watch. And as for Bibbs, if he can avoid the 3rd round in his title match, then he's going to win the title, or 5 rounds. But we'll see how that goes when he plays Sam Levine. But, yeah, he avoided the 3rd round, so yay for him.
Well, to counter your point, Jeff said that he didn't give up. I gotta completely disagree. He did give up. Not going multiple choice is a sign of him giving up.
Yeah.
Now, would Bibbs still have won the match if it went to the 3rd round? It's quite possibly. But Bibbs has choked in the 3rd round. So if you can get him there, it's possible that Jeff could have made a comeback.
You never know.
And for any competitor, me included, I've been in some matches where they weren't going my way, but I would never give up. It's unconscionable to me to give up. You gotta fight through it. Adversity. All right, so a couple things I want to mention. Bibiani's entrance. That was the thing. First thing teased us that he's joining the 5 horsemen. That's coming 6, and then he comes out, says Brienne is giving him her championship match. That was a fake out. And then he does his normal comes out routine. I mean, that was a great entrance. Justin, what did you think about it?
It was creative, and I was just like smiling watching it, just wanting to see how far he'll go with it. But it was really cool.
Cameron?
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I don't know if you guys remember the clue debate that was going on for like weeks between Roca and Bibiani. If you guys remember that?
Yeah.
It's funny because that actually started when I tweeted John Roca because he hosted Cinephiles. I said, "Would you ever consider doing Clue?" And then Bibiani, and that's how it actually all started, which is not taking credit for it, but a little bit of a humble brag there. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I love the Clue entrance. The movie obviously is something that I really enjoy, and I think that this is so creative. And I just love that his final entrance is walking at something he's never done before.
Definitely. James?
Yeah, I mean, Clue to this day is one of my favorite comedies of all time. So when I saw that, all those different scenarios popped up. I popped hard. I started laughing. I thought it was great. So yeah, like I said, it touched me in a special way, and not that way. Get your minds out of the gutter. But no, it was very funny. It was very entertaining, and I got a kick out of it.
Dominic?
Loved it. Probably my favorite part of that entire episode, mostly because I'm so used to the coming out, the entrances now, the different themed entrances, them coming out in costumes and everything, that seeing Bibiani, because I feel like it's two people, Bibiani and Rachel Cushing, are two of the only people that try to do something different with their entrances and not just make them the typical flashy wrestling entrances. Like Rachel with the Galadriel, the CG effect, and then Bibiani, he had the one day where he did the alien ripoff, erupting out of Riley's chest. And I appreciated that. I really, really appreciate it. It was really creative. It was really funny. Obviously, the harkening back to Clue, which is an all-time classic comedy that is not talked about nearly enough. And yeah, loved it. My favorite part of the episode, probably.
Yeah. Haven?
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally with Dominic and James. It was great. It was the best thing about that episode, because the match was shit.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, Clue's one of my favorite comedies. I love that movie so much, so that was great. I think this is a definite contender for entrance of the year once we get to the Schmoedown Awards at the end of the year. I think this is a big contender for that, because I thought this was one of the best entrances we've had, so I love that entrance.
At this rate, Bibbs is probably going to be the only person nominated for entrance of the year.
Right?
Yeah.
5 times. Yeah.
And then also in this match, in the post credits, we had Dan Merle talking to Thad, wanted to make sure there's no funny business for his match against Andrew. I don't really have anything really to add on to that.
No.
There was a little bit of foreshadowing because we seen something did happen at the beginning of Collision. Do any of you want to touch on this?
We can talk about it when we get.
Yeah, more wrestling behind the scenes BS that I really don't care about.
Okay.
More Dan Merle, the better.
Yeah.
That
All right, well, we're done with that, so we'll move on to the big event.
Hang on a second.
Collider Collision
Hey,
Part 2.
Christopher.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, I just gotta say something real quick. We know that one of the greats from the Schmoedown Collider team, John Schnepp, he's in the hospital. They do have a GoFundMe page for him. Anybody out there is watching wants to help him, with the medical expenses. His girlfriend and family would definitely appreciate it. It's at GoFundMe.com/GetWell John Schnepp fundraiser. All one word. So it's on the Schmoedown. It's on the movie trivia Schmoedown page, so you can find it there. But yeah, definitely, prayers that go into John Schnepp, man. I hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, John Schnepp. If you ever see this, man, our prayers are with you. We hope you pull through, buddy, and we're sorry that you're in this put in this spot. It sucks.
Yeah.
I still can't believe though, if I could just touch on it for a little bit, I still can't believe the dude's 50. Just to give a shout out to that, the fact that the dude is 50 years old. That's how old my dad is, and he is still just as into comic books, just as into nerd stuff as he was when he was all of our ages. So I feel like just for that alone, we're all there for you, Schnapp.
Yeah.
Amen.
Definitely. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Well, I mean, like I said, John Schnepp, we've all known him for the longest time, watching Collider, whether it's Heroes, whether you've seen him in the Schmoedown, that first match he had with Finstock, and then all the other stuff that he's been through. I mean, he's been one of my favorite members of the Collider team for the longest time. The sweatiest of the nerds, half the reason I even follow Intergeekdom and, I've been such a fan of it is because of his commentary and things like that he's done. So, to see him go down like this, I mean, he's not done yet. I mean, he's still got another, I firmly believe he's still got another 50 years in him. So, hang in there, Schnepp. All the sweaties are pulling for you. We got a lot more sweating to do together, man. So,
Yeah.
bring it home.
Well put. Well put.
Well said, James. Alrighty, so yeah, we're kicking into Collider Collision 2, Video 1. We had a triple threat match between fan favorite, former reactor, Janine the Machine, taking on her Viper Squad mate, Stacy Howard. And then from the Fight Club, we had Mark Andraco. James, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts coming in this match? Who did you want to win?
You know, going into this match, we've seen a lot of great stuff. I mean, obviously, as a fellow reactor, I know a part of me wants to root for Janine because I want to see her do well, which means, you know, the rest of us can do well if we are ever able to be in that spot. So, but in my head, you know, I had to go for Mark Andraco because he just had the deeper movie knowledge overall. Not to take anything away from Stacy or from Janine. I've listened to him on podcasts. I've seen him on Collider. I've seen what he's done in the Schmoedown, and you know that's where my betting money would have been on if there were betting odds for this match.
Justin?
Going into it, I'll say for Mark Draco, I'll forever love him because for my job, he actually came down over kids. And he was able to talk to the kids and give them free comic books. So as a person, I love Mark Draco forever. But he's with the Five Club, so that makes me on him in this Schmoedown. I know how you feel about Emma, Christopher. Let's not go there. But anyway, see, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, Mark Draco also I just feel like he's kind of hasn't been as dominant as he was when he first entered the Schmoedown. So I've been like iffy on him, but as far as Stacy Janine goes, Stacy, like just what she's been able to do in her last couple of matches, I've been really pulling for her. So if I had to root for any of the three, I probably was rooting for Stacy in the beginning.
Yeah. Hayden?
Yeah, when we did it last week, I picked Stacy to win. I just thought she was on a hot streak. No offense to Janine, I love Janine. You know, but Janine had really, she had two good victories. She went in 2-0. Stacy, because she was on a roll. Draco, like Justin said, when he came in the league, you know, he had a couple of good surprising wins. But other than that, like besides Emma, he's one of the weakest in Fight Club. You know, so like you know, he just kind of, and it just showed this whole match. Like these three are, they're not main eventers. You know, they're like mid card in the Schmoedown. You could tell just by the lack of knowledge that they have for some of the questions. So I was going with Stacy, and it just surprised me that she was the first one to be it.
Cameron?
Yeah, I thought this match was I think it was a good way to start it off the collision, but I think they kind of should have built this up as the winner gets the chance to lose Ethan Irwin in the number one contenders match, because I really think this is what it came down to. Not to just to be frank, but I think any three of these people probably are going to lose to Ethan Irwin no matter which way you get it. But I do think Mark and Draco probably is going to give Ethan the best run for his money free. But going in, I really like what Janine and Stacey are doing together, and I was kind of hoping that one of them could pull it out, just because I think the Viper squad kind of was going to keep winning, and they had the odds, so I kind of wanted it to happen, but I didn't really have a horse in the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this match, I had Andraco pegged to win, and he did. Makes me really happy. Andraco's been one of my favorite players since his breakout match against Bibiani. Still one of the top 10 best Schmoedown matches ever made. What's it called? I was worried about him in that first round, but after a while I could tell, I'm like, yeah, he's going to win this just because of the amount of questions overall that Stacy and Janine missed. If I had to pick a ghost in terms of unexpectedness, I was not expecting Stacy to do better than Janine. Like, then here's nothing against Stacy Howard, because I am impressed with how well she's done on her little singles tour ever since she broke up with Brienne, because up until that point, I really just thought it was more so the Brienne show with Stacy just kind of there. But ever since Stacy kicked Ellis's ass in the tournament last year, she has been crushing it on her little singles round. So she did really well. And like I said, Janine just got tripped up. I would say just got an overall bad draw of questions. But overall, like I said, I was impressed. It was a good first match of good in this entire collision. And yeah, I'm glad Andraco won.
Yeah. Cable?
Yeah, I was thinking Andraco was going to take it. I hadn't been too impressed with either of the Viper squad members. I thought they had both done solid, but I hadn't been too impressed. So I thought, based on what we've seen from Endraco, because the 2 times that he had lost before had been against 2 amazing players, Bibiani and Rachel Cushing. You know, those are fantastic.
Makuga.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, I forgot. Well, he was spin stock. So, yeah, it was spin stock, guys. But, okay, yeah, I guess. But Makuga's like flipping a coin, basically. You never know if he's going to be the best or the worst.
That's a fair assessment, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That would explain his 8-8 record. 8-9.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought Endraco was going to pull this off, and I turned out to be right. But I thought Janine really won my respect in this match because I think she did pretty good despite losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, in this first round, had Janine and Stacy were tied up at 5, and then Draco had 4 after the first round. I mean, for me, this was a pretty good first round. One question that actually stumped me is, I thought that Close Encounters of the Third Kind was released in 1978, but apparently it was 1977.
Yeah, that was a 77 one, C-Dub.
I thought 77 because I knew it came out same year as Star Wars because George Lucas and Spielberg had that bet against each other about which one was going to make more money.
And ironically enough, they both ended up getting their first. They both ended up getting Oscar nominations that year for Best Director. Spielberg's first, but only Lucas's second.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Dominic, what were your thoughts on that first round?
That first round, I mean, if we're just talking like, because I kept track of, because first shameless plug, Jay Burns and I did a reaction video to the collision that he is currently editing, and that's going to be up on his channel, Jay Burns Reacts, so if you guys want to watch that, just go over and click the subscribe button. But shameless plug done. I ended up getting a perfect round, but they all did supremely good on that. I thought it was, they're pretty good questions for round 1 questions. I mean, it's round 1, they're going to be easy questions, let's all face it. And, what's it called? The Close Encounters one, I was kind of shocked with how weak Endraco was in this first round compared to Stacy and Janine, but overall, like, I can't say I was too unsatisfied.
Yeah. James?
Yeah, overall, like I said, the only thing I was really shocked by is that Endraco missed, like, what, his first 3 questions on it? Or, like, what it was, but it just, he started, first 2 questions, but he started.
He missed 3 of his first 4.
Right. But yeah, he started bouncing back and everything. So he, again, Lucy and Janine played very well in that first round. Like I keep saying, that first round in so many of these instances just kind of gives you like a feel for how your opponents are going to be. It's not really the decider, although if you get a big enough lead, sometimes it can be. But ultimately, it comes down to that round 2 and 3 and how you do there. So overall, like I said, I was impressed with and Stacy, but. Yeah, I would say very, very solid round by all 3 competitors.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with Endraco in that first round. I thought he was going to do a little bit better than that, but, you know, he ended up pulling it off. But, yeah, I thought Endraco was going to do better than that. I thought both Howard and Janine did pretty well. I did better than all of them, though. I got a perfect round, but that doesn't mean anything because they're under the lights. I'm not. But, yeah.
Haven?
There's 2 things about that first round that I want to discuss. The first one is that Janine and Stacy, I think, were tied going into the second round. They were in the lead, and Mark and Draco was trailing. But that she did ask for a repeat. They said 1. She didn't get the repeat, and she had like pretty much everything written except Third Kind. Like she had Close Encounters. Like, so she had, she asked for a repeat. So it was kind of weird. Christian just kind of dismissed it. It was like, oh no, it's done. And then just she didn't have nothing on the board. But I was like, dude, she had pretty much all of it written, and that's why she asked for a repeat, and they didn't get it. So I don't know if they're pressed for time or what, but that was really weird. Because there's been competitors that wait till the 1 and be like repeat, and they get it. So that was the one thing I took away from the first round that probably could get a little difference at the end. But other than that, yeah, it was a first round.
Yeah. But on that note, Haven, I think it came down more to the fact that someone had. I don't know that it was necessarily that they had said it after she called for the repeat after the 1. I think either Ellis or Harlock that started calling pens down. That's
Yeah.
where that came in.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think once they pens down, all bets are off.
To go off of what Haven was saying, this again shows how important every single point is in the Schmoedown, because if she got in that question, the round 3 would have went completely different because she wouldn't have to answer all 3 in a row, because she would have been tied with Andreyko 14-14. And I believe he would have had to go first. I'm not 100% sure. But I talked to Janine and she told me she actually said repeat before they said time's up or whatever. So it was just really weird the way that went down. And also, it hurt me that Andreyko missed the Ant-Man Baskin Robbins question. I was just like, really? How did you miss that? It was just like...
And Baskin Robbins always finds out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cameron?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It wasn't a great first round, but it was close, which I think, was better for the match. The thing with Andreyko is that I'm not exactly surprised by this performance. 4 points, not great. And I think he's one of the only players that could get a perfect round and also get like 4 points, and it wouldn't surprise me either way. He's just such a wild card, as we saw in that Finstock match, and I think it can go anyway. But I think that Janine showed a lot of promise in this first round. She knew 6 of the 8 answers, and that's good enough to be, in the upper echelons of the single division. So.
Yeah. See, going into round 2, Andreyko was Stacy elected to defer to Janine, and then Janine deferred to Andreyko, and he spun Disney films, got off of that, and spun fantasy sci-fi, and he did the best he could. He went 3 for 4 points. So then Stacy she takes her turn. She spins comic book movies, so parts of that, ends up on the record. She stumbled on her first 2 questions, but she finished strong, getting 2 out of 4 for 4 points. Janine then, unfortunately, fortunately for her, she spins Spinner's Choice. She elects to take rom-coms, and she kicks ass for 4 for 7 points. Andreyko was 1 for 2 on steals for 1 point in that round. Stacy was 0 for 1 on steals, and then Janine was 1 for 2 on steals for 1 point. James, what were your thoughts on that second round?
Yeah, overall, like I said, solid round 2. When Janine got Spanish choices for those rom-coms, we knew she was going to run the table on. But as far as Andreyko, like I said, fighting back quite a bit in that second round. And then Stacy, they all did fairly well today, overall. Yeah, like I said, we knew rom-coms weren't going to get stolen when Janine was on that. So overall, I was very impressed with her.
Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah, this was a good round, and I think Janine, a good pick of rom-coms to Spinner's Choice, because I don't think that's necessarily something Andreyko is strong in, and I think that's really what she's trying to do, is keep Andreyko kind of down. Didn't end up working in the long run, but I think that I'm really happy with the way Janine played. I think that if this is Janine's 5th, 6th match, I think she's able to pull this one out, but solid performance in the second round, I'd say.
Yeah. Justin?
For me, the main thing coming out of this round, it was just Janine. After the round was over, I was just like, this is her match to lose, because that was a pretty dominant performance, and I just really wanted her to take it. Honestly, out of the 3, I feel like Mark Andreyko versus Ethan Irvin would be like the best match, but for her, it would really make a statement if she won this match. So just coming off of that round, I was like, I started turning who I was rooting for. I just really wanted her to take it.
And it would have been 2 undefeated players in the number 1 contenders match, which would have been kind of cool. 2 rookies as well.
Yeah.
Wait, quick question. Who has music going in the background?
Yeah, right? I've been wanting to ask that entire time.
Oh, it's Justin. He's at a bar or something.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
Justin,
at this app.
Could you do me a favor? Just until it's like your time to talk, just mute your mic, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, C-Dub, because that's been like really distracting this entire time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't sure how loud it was.
No.
Yeah. Dominic?
Yeah, so this entire round two. So like I said, if we're just shamelessly once again self-plugging, Jay Burns reacts. Please go and subscribe if you do want to see it once it's done. So and Draco's 4 questions. He did really well. I got 3 out of 4. The only one I missed was that friggin' in time question because that's like the one thing I don't know about that movie. Howard's one I got all 4, and Machine because I'm shitty with rom-coms. The only question that I got was the Sing Street question, because I freaking love that movie and I still have that entire soundtrack. But yeah, it was a very good round 2. But yeah, again, the big thing to take away is the Machine and just what's it called? And her missing the one question really ended up being a precursor of things to come in round 3.
Yeah, Caleb.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of the moment when Janine kind of won my respect there, because I always thought that she was just kind of okay in these, Schmoedown, but I was just like, wow, she is really good. I thought at that point, she was going to win. I genuinely thought Janine was going to win. Didn't end up going that way, but she did really well, and that was the takeaway, is I was really impressed with Janine after that round 2.
Yeah, Haven.
Excuse me. Yeah, like Janine's been strong, but like I said, nothing against her. I picked Stacey Howard because just how she was running through stuff. But that second round was Janine's, man. Like once she hit rom-com, I was like, okay, she was answering those questions like super fast. Like before some of them were done, I was like, holy shit. Like, I never doubted her strength, but it really showed that she could be a really strong player in the future because that, yeah, to me, she was just the MVP of that second round, and I think it really opened a lot of people's eyes to how good she actually is.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, after Janine's round 2, I thought this match was hers for the taking. She was in complete control of everything. But yeah, going into the 3rd round, Janine had to leave 13, and Draco and Stacey were at 9. Janine picks her 3 numbers, 3, 6, and 9. Stacey goes with 12, 4, and 19. Then Andraco with 1, 11, and 17. First up, Andraco, his 2-pointer was in the category of Brad Pitt. It was name the movie where his character is Billy Bean. He gets that Moneyball. So then we bounce it on to Stacey for her 2-pointer. It was category of new releases. Question was, in what movie does Owen Wilson play the father to the character Augie? She got that correct with Wonder. So they bounced it back to Andraco for his 3-pointer, the category of horror. Question was, in American Psycho, who plays victim Paul Allen that Patrick Bateman murders with an axe? He gets that correct. Jared Leto. Bounce it back to Stacey for her 3-pointer in thrillers. It was a question, Catherine Keener and Bradley Whitford play the Armitages in what thriller? Unfortunately for Stacey, she didn't know it. Correct answer was Get Out. So
in her defense, I almost missed that question too, and then I thought about it, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's Catherine Keener and Bradley Whitford, the parents from Get Out.
Me too. Same thing, Dom.
I want to. I've never seen Get Out.
Oh, you're missing out.
Stick with Stacey. Her 5-pointer was in the category of Will Smith. It was in this film. An affluent New York couple find their lives touched, intruded upon, and compelled by Will Smith's character, who is never quite who he says he is. I mean, Stacey, she tried her best, but she couldn't come up with the answer. She guessed Collateral Beauty, but the answer was 6 Degrees of Separation, so Stacey is eliminated.
No, sorry.
I'll get all your thoughts after I go through all the everything. So Janine's 2-pointer was in the category of comic book movies. This question hurt me. Her question was, who was the real Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins? I was quite shocked that she didn't know it. It was Liam Neeson. So stick with her on her 3-pointer in category of sports movies. Who plays Robert Redford's love interest in The Natural? She didn't get that either. Answer was Glenn Close. She guessed, Barbara Streisand. So we move on to her 5-pointer to stay in the game. Category of rom-coms, the category she killed on in the 2nd round. This biocentric 2014 rom-com starred Zac Efron, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan. She didn't have an answer. I didn't either know this answer. It was that awkward moment. So, and Draco, he wins the match. 14 points. Janine with 13. Stacey with 11. Dominic, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on that third round?
Well, basically, so if we're just going through the questions, so in terms of the questions that I got, the only one that I missed in that entire round 3 of all the questions that would ask was the 6 degrees of separation one. And like I said, what I was going to say is her guess for that question was better than mine because she guessed collateral beauty. I guessed 7 pounds. I was totally off. But what's it called? Yeah, they did really well getting those questions. I thought they were all really well answered. The Get Out one, like I said, I almost got stumped by it, so I can completely understand why she was stumped by it. Like I said, if I wasn't thinking Catherine Keener and Bradley Whitford, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. I am a little bit sad that for the Jared Leto question, they didn't bring up the fact that I brought up when I actually asked that question, because I've actually asked that question when I hosted a match previously. Where, in an ironic twist of casting fate, what future Batman actor killed the future Joker actor in American Psycho? Like, I made that joke.
What? Nope, we lost him.
You still there, Dominic? Sorry, folks, we're having technical difficulties.
Liam Neeson question. Her.
You're cutting in and out, Dominic. I don't know if you can
sorry.
hear me.
No, I'm in a bad internet spot. That's why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so like I said, the Liam Neeson the question that hurt the most. Her hair missing that.
Yeah. Cameron?
Yeah, this was a tough third round. The Liam Neeson one, I think, probably hurt. And I think she probably knew that answer. You know, I think everyone kind of knew that answer. But I think she was trying to think, like, was he the fake Ra's al Ghul or was he the real one? And I think she was probably thinking of the fake Ra's al Ghul. That's probably where she tripped up. Sometimes it's the wording. You know, we can see it on the screen. So, like, under those lights, under that pressure, under the stage of the Collider Collision, when it's only your third match, that's tough, you know? And having in a triple threat match, I am not going to I can't take anything away from her performance. And Draco, I think he said it best in his post-match interview. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't sexy, but a win's a win.
Yeah. Haven?
Yeah, the two that stumped me, well, not stumped me, the two things I take away from that one was that Get Out question, they classified as a thriller. So I was thinking of, like, thrillers, not horror, because, you know, when Get Out came out, I thought it was classified as a horror film. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know the answer because I was thinking of, like, thrillers, and I'm like, what couples are in a thriller movie? You know, I'm thinking, like, chase scenes and shit like that. But I guess, you know, horror thriller, I guess, is
a lot of movies these days are classified horror thriller. Like Don't Breathe is classified as a horror thriller.
Yes, so that stumped me because I was thinking of mainly thrillers, and when they said Get Out, I was like, oh, they should have. If they said horror, maybe she would have got it because it would have narrowed it down a bit more. But yeah, it sucked to see Stacey Howard eliminated first because I was rooting for her. And then I knew the Liam Neeson question. I thought she was going to get that one because that's the only one I knew from Janine's questions because that movie sucked. I mean, that movie was so stupid that I think it was like the 4th time I watched it, like years after it came out, that I finally realized that Liam Neeson was the real Ra's al Ghul. Oh, I was like, man, that was so stupid because, like I said, I watched that shit on cable and came to that realization. I'm like, man, that movie's so trash. They should never let him do other ones because that movie sucked.
Whoa.
Right, Christopher? Right, Christopher? Draco said it best, man. Like, he was able to capitalize on, and, you know, Janine just froze, man. I felt bad for her because once she missed that one, I think that kind of made her unraveled because once they gave her the answer, she probably was like, fuck, I knew that. She even posted it on Facebook yesterday that she was going to do a video talking about that, you know, she actually put, and fucking Liam Neeson. So, you know, I think that once she knew that one and just missed it and might have took her out the game, you know. So it sucked, you know, to see her go down like that.
Yeah. Justin?
I actually spoke to Janine about that question, and she told me she knew it. It was the Batman Beyond's question, or Beyond. Wrong. Where's my mind? Batman Begins. There we go. She knew it, but the name wasn't coming to her. And for me, I haven't seen that movie in a while, so like I knew it, but like the wording of the question was like the real routes goes, I would start questioning myself. I was like, okay, I think it's Liam Neeson, but yeah, that was just a heartbreak for her. For Stacy, her 5-pointer, I knew it instantly. I'm a big Will Smith fan. I've pretty much seen every single movie he's been in, and the ones I haven't seen, I at least know what they're about. So as soon as the description of the movie came up, I knew it was 6 Degrees of Separation. I actually just watched 7 Pounds Light the other day. It's kind of funny, Dominic, but yeah.
No, yeah. And I've heard hilarious things about that movie, too.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good third round, and Mark Andreyko got the win, which I'm bittersweet about because I'm excited to see him play Ethan Irwin, so I'll get more fantasy points. And I'm disappointed because Emma has another win under her belt, which I'm not happy about.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, Andreyko pulled it off, and I didn't think, he did that well, but, he pulls it off in the third round. But, yeah, I thought, that Liam Neeson question, that was tough to watch her not get that. I was just like, it's like when you're watching a horror movie and you're like, don't go in the closet, don't go in the closet. It was like that, but it was like, say Liam Neeson, because I was just like, come on. But, everybody has, that brain fart every once in a while where they just can't think of it. And, that happens to everybody. But, I mean, John Roca has his best spin. And, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this hurt pretty big because I'm a big fan of Janine. She's such an awesome person. She started out as a reactor. I want to see her do amazing things in the league. So I'm a fan of the Fife Club, but I wanted Janine to pull this one out. I thought that she would, but it wasn't meant to be. But Andreyko, I give him credit. He proved that it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and he finished strong.
100%.
Yep.
Absolutely.
A couple things.
Yep.
Go ahead, James.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, I'll paraphrase and I'll actually throw a different comparison out there. Draco did. Wasn't pretty. It wasn't ugly. It was pretty ugly, but he managed to pull out a win there. But yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, Janine. Once she missed that first one, I think that rattled her confidence just a little bit. But and I found that ironic that Stacy missed a question about 6 degrees of separation, considering she was on all 6 degrees. So, but in any case, I mean, overall, like I said, I was very happy with the match, very happy with the outcome, and looking forward to Andreyko versus Irwin. That's gonna be an interesting match for as far as #1 contenders goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, kind of sidestep something. In the pre-match stuff, Riley's freaking out because Cal's missing. He tells Roca he's got to leave. Then Roca goes talk to Thad, demanding that Thad, find that dog. Then Thad says, taking a cue out of Christian Harloff's book, saying, I should just move to Hawaii. And then Thad, he starts questioning people about Cal. Nobody knows where he is. So then Thad talks to Riley, finds out that, Bateman was the one that had kidnapped Cal, but he's safe and sound now. And then Snyder ends up bumping into Thad, tells him to move it.
Yeah, it spills his water.
Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
If I go first, I thought it was interesting in the beginning, but then it kind of just went down with a whimper. It was just like, oh no, we found the dog safe and sound. Yeah, I thought they were gonna cut somewhere and show him looking for the dog, a little montage of him looking for Kyle, and then Ben having the dog kidnapped somewhere, and he rescues the dog. But I don't know. It's just he told him he couldn't be in the building, Ben Bateman, and then he gets a call from Riley saying, "Oh, I found him." I was like, "Oh, that was it." I thought it was gonna be more, so it was kind of a little letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other thoughts? James, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
no, go James.
Go ahead. Go for it. I know you don't care for this stuff. I'll let you go ahead.
No, yeah. So I'll just make it real quick. Like I said, I don't care about the wrestling stuff, but I will say I was talking with Jay when we did a react video, and we were like, dude, even if it's for a bit or not, taking somebody else's dog, that's messed up. Like, that's a line you don't cross. So I thought even from like a storyline point, I'm like, dude, come on, stealing his dog, that's the best you can come up with. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as it goes, like, honestly, and you're right, taking somebody's dog, that's low. Like, that's as low as you can get, in my opinion. And like, that's just something you do not do. So, in my opinion, Thad shouldn't have just banned him from the building. He should have suspended him for a good 30, 60 days. I mean, if Bateman gets, or not Bateman, if Guy got 60 days or 90 days or however long it was for tackling Roca, stealing a dog should have been at least 90.
Not 90. Guy got 90 days, 3 months.
Right. Right. But the point is, like, you know, you steal a man's dog. That's even worse to me than tackling somebody out of nowhere. So minimum 90 would have been my recommendation on that one, rather than just suspending him for the event.
Well, yeah, he told Riley he could go ahead and kick his ass if he wanted.
Nah, fair.
Yeah, I didn't think it, amounted to much, like kind of what Haven said. But I thought it was so funny just to see Thad looking so pathetic, running around, asking everybody. I just thought that was so hilarious. And especially at the beginning when Roca is like getting so angry at Thad, and Thad just looks like he's about to die. It was so funny.
That was a good point, Caleb, because I remember, granted, I don't give Tom Dagnino credit for much, but I loved his line when Thad is looking at him saying, "Did you take his dog?" It's like, "Oh, don't lie to me." It's like, "Oh, what's going to happen? Is Kalinowski going to suspend me?" I was like, that was...
No, here's the thing. I'm still convinced that, well, because they also showed the bit at the end of the match where right when he was about to do a podcast with Roca, Jay Washington apparently found out the blackmail that Kalinowski has on Thad. So I was like, that still sticks with my theory that Kalinowski is just Christian's key to get the commissionership back. I think this whole heel performance that he's doing, it is nothing but a ploy. I think this is all Christian. Like I said, regardless of my thoughts on what got me kicked out of the Schmoedown group aside, I'm convinced that this is all Christian's ploy of making Thad look like an idiot and getting the commissionership back from him.
I'm not convinced.
Dominic, I am so happy to hear you say that. I've been speculating this for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. C-Dub, I'm pretty sure we had like the same theory at the same time. It was just on two separate wavelengths, and like we didn't communicate it together. That's why we weren't like, this is what's happening.
Yeah. Cameron?
Yeah, not too much to say about this. I think it was interesting. I like seeing. Sometimes it's okay to see these little skits that don't really have much impact. It was just a way, because Riley's not going to be there, Bateman's not going to be there. And I think I'm with everyone there. Seeing Thad run around, he kind of reminded me of a little puppy himself, like a little chihuahua maybe, or lapdog. Kalinowski's lapdog,
Yeah. And going back to Andreyko's post-match, who didn't love Ethan coming in and he was talking some smack? That was great. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Irwin wants it.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say real quick, to go back to the match, Janine's and Stacy's entrances were great. And I went the last live event. I spoke to Stacy. And I was like, "What's your next entrance gonna be?" She gave me the hint of 90s. Definitely what they would call Fifth Element. So that was really cool. What she came up with.
Oh yeah.
And Janine coming out dressed Harley Quinn.
Yep.
And smashing the 5 Club soap.
All right, so let's bounce it on to this. We got the Star Wars Championship match. We had Alex Damon, who won that triple threat match, the live event. He was supposed to take on Sam Whitwer, but Sam couldn't attend. He was stripped of the belt. So Bruce Green was filling in. I mean, I think everybody here was probably favoring Alex Damon. From the matches here on out, I'm just going to combine our thoughts about the match and the first round.
Yeah.
Alex came in strong. He got his first 8 questions correct. His kryptonite was how many porgs were being cooked by Chewbacca in The Force Awakens. he got that wrong, but he still finished with 9 points. Bruce struggled mightily, only getting 3. Justin, what were your thoughts, going into the match in that first round?
Going in, honestly, it was my least the match I was least looking forward to for the whole entire collision, and the match proved me right just how it went down. It's not Bruce Green's fault, of course, because he filled in last second, which I understand. But just that match and seeing how the first round ended, I was just like, yeah, this is going to be over pretty fast.
Yeah. Haven?
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is I don't think they should be letting rookies play in championship matches anymore, because this match, holy crap, it was so one-sided. It was ridiculous. Like they could have, yeah, the guy filled in last minute, probably just jumped in, but man, they couldn't find somebody else that knew a couple more Star Wars questions. I literally thought this dude was going to end the match with no points.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, sorry to jump in, but I mean, we think about this back when Sam still had the belt. Who were the 3 guys fighting for the #1 contender spot? Damon, Knapsack, Shaw. You're telling me the other 2 weren't available for this? Like, that would have been a much more entertaining match than this. Dear God.
Well, Ken was there. Was there.
Agreed. Bring in Scrimshaw. Have it just be Damon and Scrimshaw. Get Ken out, because look at the live event compared to the other 2. Ken looked like a freaking Star Wars newbie compared to those other 2. We all know Ken's a powerhouse in Star Wars.
I'm agreeing with you, Dominic. I'm just saying neither of those 2. Like, if you couldn't get Scrimshaw,
Exactly.
Knapsack in there. I mean, it's tough for anybody to get in there, especially last minute. But I mean, come on.
Or shoot, they could have put Damon up against his wife. He was counting her as this great Star Wars competitor.
That would have been great.
That would have been an awesome match.
That
would have been way better than what we got.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah. Look, I think what we can all agree on is everybody was slating this up to be Damon versus Whitwer, and then Whitwer pulls out, and Christian Thad, whoever you want to put as in charge, has a shit show because they're like, fuck, we're in a no-win situation because regardless of who we put Damon up against now, everybody is going to have still a little bit of a chip because they're all expecting Damon versus Whitwer. And obviously Whitwer can't commit because, he's got like a real job outside of this to commit to. So no matter, I feel, even like I said, could you have put Damon up against somebody else better than this guy who they got? Absolutely. But still, considering the position that they were all put in, it's like it was almost a no-win scenario. Almost. Like I said, you could have gotten Scrimshaw, you could have gotten Ken, you could have gotten his wife, you could have gotten any one of the other numerous Star Wars people. So, yeah, that's my take.
Cameron?
You know what would have been really cool? To get the belt, is put Christian up against Alex Damon. That would have been
an amazing match. Christian definitely would have given him a run for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that I actually like what Chris said about his wife coming in Molly. I think that would have been a better match. I think Christian commented, because someone said, why not Scrimshaw or Ken? I think it's because Alex literally just beat them both. And do you want Ken Knapsack to have 3 losses in a row? I kind of understand why you don't throw them in there. Also, for storyline-wise, I guess it doesn't really make sense with the whole Lions Den and Ken situation. But, I mean, I feel bad for Bruce because 48 hours to prepare for this is not a lot. It was kind of like watching David and Goliath, but David has 2 broken arms and a broken foot. To put it plainly, it was tough. I do not envy him in any way.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. I mean, look, as you are saying, Bruce only had 48 hours to prepare, and he'd never even been in any Schmoedown match before, so I don't really fault him. But there are other people. Even if you don't want to go with Knapsack and Scrimshaw, you could have gone. Honestly, Roka just announced that he was going to be joining the Star Wars League. You could have given it to him. That would have probably been better than this. There are multiple people you could have given it to. So, I don't know. It was just, you could have at least gotten somebody who had at least played in any Schmoedown League before. I was disappointed in this.
What if you threw Cal in? They found Cal. Put Cal in the Star Wars match.
That would have been a better match than what we got.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
but one little fact, that is the lowest score anyone has ever gotten in a title match before. beating the record of Clark Wolf against Stan Merle when she only got 4 points. And that was back when the scores were different and there was less of a chance for getting points.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so yeah, going in this round 2, Alex was up 9-3. Bruce spun first. He got Empire Strikes Back. He kept it. He went 2 out of 5, got 3 points. But Alex was able to capitalize 3 steals for 4 points. And then Alex spun Return of the Jedi. And he kicked ass. He went 5 for 5 for 9 points. So, I mean, Alex was in complete domination. He was up 22-6 after round 2. Then we get into the betting round. Alex spun movie quotes. They both bet 3 points. Alex got it correct. Bruce did not. So, Alex gets the 25-3 KO victory. Haven, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on the match? Okay, Haven's MIA. Caleb?
Yeah, it was disappointing. You know, we were talking about it. You know, there were so many people could have given it the shot to, so it was disappointing. You know, just to see. I mean, it was a low score. It was just Alex Damon. He was great, and I would have loved to see him play anybody who was better. But yeah, overall, I was disappointed.
Yeah. James?
Yeah, going into this, when it was first announced it was going to be, Sam Witwer, Alex Damon, I was hyped because Star Wars, aside from IG, is one of my favorite leagues in the Schmoedown. And, to have this thing changed, you hear a guy named Bruce Green, who I don't watch Rooster Teeth, so I'd never heard of him. I figured, okay, he must be pretty knowledgeable about Star Wars. He must know exactly what's going on. And then to end up with the performance that we got, I was disappointed. Honestly, I don't want to ever say that there's been a letdown in the Schmoedown, but this is about as close as we've come to it. Because again, I know Christian and everybody else do everything they can to bring us great entertainment, and props for trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. I just don't know if you got the recipe quite right.
I think you meant rooster.
Yeah,
I think Rooster Teeth.
Well, James, what I will say about a letdown, I love the Schmoedown, but it's not without its critiques. This match was a letdown, but also the first match of last week was a letdown. I mean, I'm not going to harp on Snyder too much, but that match was a very big letdown.
Fair.
Justin?
I mean, I feel like Alex said it best during his post-match interview. He has the title, but it's not really going to be his until he's able to play Sam and beat him for it, which is pretty much how I feel. It's like he's a champion, I guess, but it kind of sucks how it happened. I understand why it happened, but just the whole situation is just very disappointing.
Yeah. Cameron?
Yeah, I made a couple jokes, but I do want to say that Bruce coming in to do this, that takes a lot of guts, coming in, Collider Collision, making your debut. Like I said, I don't know very many people that would accept that, and he tried. It's not like he didn't give up. Kind of like we saw it earlier on in the week. But I just thought about this now. It's interesting. Every single one-on-one match this week was a knockout or a TKO. Every single one. It's just kind of a weird week, but yeah, I think overall, Alex, obviously, I think he's the pinnacle. I don't know where we go next. I think for the Star Wars division, I think it's kind of at a low point after that amazing Knapsack Witwer match. And I really hope that Witwer comes back for the Spectacular to challenge for it, because I think, other than that, I don't know what's next for Alex Damon, who can actually take this from him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can't speak for Sam Witwer, but I think we have a really good shot at getting Witwer and Damon at the Spectacular. I think that will happen, hopefully.
Yeah, he was able to come last December, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, well, they filmed it last year in November.
Late November, yeah.
Well, they did say that his gig or whatever this is going to last about 3 to 4 months. So, we've still got time. It'll run out by October, November. So we should be out there. We'll get him there at some point.
Yeah.
And as for me, so first off, there's no way they don't get Whitworth for the spectacular. I think that what's it called? Kind of everybody, as we've already discussed, is already aware of just what was supposed to happen versus what would happen, and what's it called? Like I said, one of my things that I was hoping that the Schmo, because I remember going into this year, I made an entire list of things that I wanted the Schmoedown to do, that I wanted to happen in the Schmoedown, and one of them, which is coming true now, is bring in some other friggin' competitors that will actually be able to challenge Ken and Sam for the Star Wars belt, because up to this point it felt like it was always the Knapsack and Whitworth show, and nobody else was capable of holding up to them. Like the closest we came was Campia, but even Campia couldn't come close to the two of them. And so seeing Alex Damon come in, seeing Scrimshaw come in, seeing them bring in all these other guys that are really well versed in Star Wars and can actually back it up, that makes me really happy to see. And so I 100% understand where Alex is coming from, and I can understand and I respect him for making that decision of saying that, yeah, I got thrown a shitty hand, and I understand I got thrown a competitor who was nowhere ready to go up against me, so I don't deserve this belt until I can actually face Whitworth, and I'm really hoping to see that. And I swear to God, I can already hear Christian now saying, oh, you guys are being too hard. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and there's a lot of comment. Like, I'm not shitting on the guy, but, like, he does say that a lot, and I feel like a lot of those statements are a little bit unjustified, and really, again, it groups in, it's partaking in the whole Last Jedi thing, where it groups in every critiquer in with the bad critiquers who are doing nothing but complaining. Okay, you talk you're still doing, you're grouping everybody together and making all critiques sound bad, and so yeah. Rant over.
Well, Dominic, I gotta disagree with you on a couple things. To say that Campia didn't quite reach that level, I think it's flat out wrong, because Campia has technically defeated Whitworth twice. Yes. Now, we've seen, that team match from way back. If Freddie Prinze Jr. doesn't get awarded at that point, the Force Bros win that match, and at the Star Wars Celebration last year, Campia outlasted Whitworth. He just was defeated by Ken. But I mean, Campia, I don't know when or if he'll come back to collide with Schmoedown. But to say that Campia didn't reach that level, I think is wrong.
No, all right, I'll give you that. And as for the Campia thing, I'm pretty sure that there's. Well, he even said, like, because he posted online, there's some sort of beef going on between him and Fernandez, and like the guys, like, because I think he's just unsatisfied with the whole direction the Collider went in after he left. So I think that's why we haven't seen him or heard him like anywhere near Collider since.
If you watch Campia on his show, like, he can't even say the word Collider. He always says the place I used to work.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on behind the scenes that we're not being included. Like he said, after the whole video that they put up after Fernandez took over and they became like independent and separated from their parent company, that what's it called? Campia went. They were explaining things about how Campia ran things, and how they were going to run things differently. And Campia went on and explicitly stated that, like, this is what Fernandez said did not happen. This is what happens. So, yeah, there's definitely some behind the scenes beef that we're not being included in on. Well, and that's why he has to come back.
Let's not get far off topic.
Yeah, we're getting off subject. Let's get to the main event. I want to talk about the main event.
Haven, what were your thoughts on the match?
I already said my thoughts. Let's get to the main event.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do this.
We had
can we just skip this match? I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it yet.
Well, Justin, come on. You can do it. You'll be fine. You'll be a big boy. I'll hold your hand during it if you need to.
All right. Well, we had the man, the myth, the legend, one that many people call the GOAT. However, I am not one of those people. The return of Dangerous Dan Murrow taking on Dastardly Drew Guy. This is a well-publicized match. It all kicked off months ago at the free-for-all when Drew claimed to beat Dan Murrow, kill him, whatever. And in this first round, it was a hot seat. Drew jumped out to the lead. He was beating Dan 7-6. A couple of the highlights, question 6. I was surprised when Dan didn't know Colin Farrell was Jason Sudeikis' boss in Horrible Bosses, and also him not knowing that Benny Rodriguez's nickname was the Jet. He gets the Flash in Sandlot, and then Andrew Guy. Now, I love the Dark Knight trilogy, But for him to think that Gary Oldman won an Oscar for The Dark Knight Rises, which is a film, it was the only film in the trilogy that didn't win an Oscar, how he thought that was the film, I couldn't believe. The answer, was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Justin, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts, and that first round?
My thoughts. I mean, Dan was down 1 point, and I mean 6 out of 8. That's still a pretty great score. The more surprising thing was Andrew had 7 points, because if you see him in his team matches with team action, he generally doesn't score too many points in that first round with wins. So it was clear, like, what is going on? Is this possible? Am I being punked by Ashton Kutcher? I don't know. It's craziness.
Yeah. James?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, going into this match, I was pulling for Dan Murrell, and just to see some of the things that happened during this match, especially in this first round. Look, I know he said in his post interview he doesn't want to chalk it up to ring rust because he feels like that's an excuse. But if you haven't been in the game under the lights doing this for a while, it's gonna affect you one way or the other. But yeah, just overall. I mean, again, we put so much stock in like him in the go, but yeah, to think The Dark Knight Rises got Gary Oldman nominated for an Oscar, I mean, what the heck, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the world's biggest fan of that trilogy, and I knew that film wasn't nominated for any Oscars, period.
Yep.
Cameron?
Yeah, this was a big match because I, like everybody else, picked Dan Murrell to win. But I didn't think it was going to be a knockout. I think Andrew Guy's deceptive knowledge, and I think we saw that. And I think the fact he got 7 questions right, has he ever gotten 7 in the first round? I feel like
I don't think so.
No. And I know the Dark Knight Rise question, obviously very wrong, but I don't think it wasn't a terrible guess because it was the same year. So, you throw it out there. If he doesn't know, whatever. But still, if that's the only one you missed, Andrew Guy was a great start, and it starts the chain of Andrew Guy was just better than Dan Murrell in every single round. And I just think it comes back to what he said in the promo. Andrew Guy had nothing to lose. Dan Murrell had everything to lose. And I think that's what it came down to.
Yeah. Haven?
All right, here we go. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks that Andrew Guy was going to beat the shit out of Dan Murrell. And what happened? We witnessed it live on YouTube at the Collision. He didn't get the KO, like I was telling everybody, but he got close enough with the TKO. Everybody is jumping on Dan Murrell like he's goddamn LeBron James or Aaron Rodgers. He's not that great, and it was proven. He was scared. He was trying to talk tough when he had the horsemen around him. But when it was one-on-one, you could see him already starting to sweat. I noticed right away his hand was kind of shaking when he was in the presence of Guy one-on-one. He was scared because he knew that Guy was going to kick his ass, and he tried his best. But Guy just showed, man, and that was his first singles match, guys. So,
yeah.
His debut singles match, and he was playing up against a guy that was a former champion, and he put on a hell of a performance. So everybody that was all the 944 people that voted for Dan Murrell to win, the 112 or 40 of us that voted for Andrew Guy, hey, we're the winners.
Yeah, and I gotta give him credit. Andrew played great. He did.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
No, I'm a fan of action, but Dan Murrell's one of the greatest ever.
Please. Not anymore. Anyway.
Hey, everybody's allowed one bad match, Haven.
Yep.
Caleb?
Yeah, coming out of that first round, I thought that, okay, Dan Murrell had a solid round. That's 6 out of 8. That's only missing 2. That's not too bad. And I was like, okay, Dan can still pull it off at this point. Obviously, it didn't go that way. Yeah, I was surprised at that Dark Knight Rises answer. That was... Because it actually wasn't the same year. It was a year off. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy was 2011. Dark Knight Rises was 2012. But, still 1 year off.
Just because that was the year of the Oscars is all I was saying.
Yeah. But, yeah, so... at that point, I was still like, okay, Dan can still pull this off because I'm a big Dan Merle fan. That's obviously not what happened, and we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah, so yeah, going to round 2.
Hold up, C-Dub, hold up.
My bad, Dominic. My
Michael
bad.
Robbie. All right, so I have 2 major thoughts for this round. First off, Haven, you're unequivocally wrong about. Oh, he already left, so he's not even listening. But Haven is unequivocally wrong about Merle, because he doesn't want to hear the truth about the matter. Because to say that Merle is not one of the best players ever is that's not even like a subjective fact. That is an unobjective statistical fact that Merle has more wins and has more points than most of the people who have competed in this entire game. So to make a statement like that is just unequivocally wrong. Second off, my entire take on this match, I guarantee, was different than all of yours because I was recording my reaction with Jay. Again, go subscribe. Jay Burns Reacts in order to see that once it posts. And right before we're about to start this goddamn match, right? I'm ready because we all admit this was the star match. Regardless of Above the Line versus Patriots, every other match was going in. This was the star match. This is what everybody was here to see. And right before we start this fucking match, Dustin messages me and is like, I told you the guy had it in him. Right before. Spoils the entire goddamn match for me right before we started off. And I was like, you fucking bastard. Now, granted, in his defense, it was 1 o'clock in the morning that we were at. I had just gotten off work at 8 o'clock. Jay had work until later that time, and then I went to see a movie. So in his defense, the Schmoedown had been up for hours, so he didn't know that I had watched it yet. But still, I made it very clear to him that, like, dude, you spoiled the fuck out of that match for me right before we were about to start too. So needless to say, those are just the 2 biggest thoughts that I wanted to get out of the way. And it made me really mad knowing the outcome of the match, but it was still a good match. It was still a fun match to watch. The Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy thing, that didn't bother me too much, mostly because I was mostly just paying attention to I don't know why, but like the fact that he answered Dark Knight Rises, for some reason that didn't piss me off as much as Liam Neeson. I don't know why, but for me at least. And then with Dan missing Colin Farrell, that I could understand because again, Dan, to my knowledge, has never been that big a fan of comedy. So for him to miss that, like it just knowing who's in that movie, that I could understand. The Jet one though, that's a little bit more confusing because it's like, dude, it's Benny the Jet, it's the Sandlot. Like, come on. So yeah, those are just my 2 biggest things. Is that Haven's unequivocally wrong. And, Dustin spoiled the match for me, so what can I say?
Let me say this, people. Whoever's watching out there, if you're a fan of the Schmoedowns, I assume you are since you're watching this. If you want to talk Schmoedown matches with people, start off with this message. Have you watched the match yet? This is something that I always do to make sure I don't spoil it for somebody. Always ask them if they have watched it first.
Thank you, T-Dub. And that's usually what I try to do as well now, as well. And he had been pretty good about that to that point, but like that was like the first time he'd done that in months too, and that's kind of what shocked me the most. Is like, yeah, I get it. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's late. I understand that you think that I've watched it, but I keep telling everybody. I just tell this to everybody. Never assume anything. Because not everybody is on the same page about one topic. Never. There is always going to be that one person that is not on the same page about something. So never assume anything.
Yeah, and I can speak to, for me on Friday, I had some difficulties with my phone where it was acting crazy, where my screen was dark. And I was home at 4 o'clock. I didn't start watching the Collision until almost 8 o'clock that night because my phone was acting crazy.
It happens.
Yeah, all right, so, going in round 2. We had Merle. He spun Pixar. The elected not to keep it, and unfortunately for him, he gets stuck on opponent's choice. Andrew then gives him Romance, where he struggles. He got 1 out of 4 for 2 points. I mean, the questions were pretty difficult. I was a little surprised he didn't know Christoph Waltz was the other Oscar nominee in Water for Elephants, even upon multiple choice. Guy got 2 out of 3 steals for 3 points. And then Guy, he spins comedy. He got 3 out of 4 for 6 points. Merle missed on steal. So Andrew had the lead 16-9 over Merle. James, what were your thoughts on that second round?
Yeah, to see seeing Merle kind of struggle during that round. It was tough for me because, again, I've been a fan of his for a while. I know he's got the knowledge there, and I'm sure he had those answers somewhere. It was just a matter of, again, not being able to pull it in the moment. But yeah, Guy pretty much runs the table second round. I can't deny that he does well. Goes into the set, going through. Like I said, it was a shock to the system, this whole match, because we've never seen Dan Murrell in this position before, and I feel like him being in that position in and of itself was somewhat demoralizing to him. It probably played a huge factor into what went down. But overall, yeah, I mean, can't take anything away. Guy got more questions right than him, yeah. I mean, like I said, I can hardly even put words together right now.
Yeah, and correction real quick, Merle actually did get a 1-point steal. It was on the question, who was the historical figure in the dream sequence for the dude?
Oh, that's right.
The Big Lebowski, he got that, Saddam Hussein.
Right.
So, yeah. Cameron?
I have no words to describe what Andrew Guy did here. He deserves full credit because he played with confidence against the most dominant player in the Schmoedown, And I can't believe Andrew Guy not once ever looked shooken. He never looked like he was feeling out of it. He just was dominant the whole time. And that Devil Wears Prada question, when he answered, it's not blue, it's cerulean. I could not believe he got that one. There was just so many pulls, and I was like, Andrew Guy I always thought was, someone that was great on the mic. He was a great promo, good in skits, really an entertaining player. I didn't know he would take it to this level, and by this point, you knew it was over. It was just a matter of time before Dan Murrell was done. He KO'd.
Yeah. Caleb?
Yeah, that was tough to watch. That was really tough to watch as a big fan of Dan Murrell. As far as that water for elephants question that you were talking about, I didn't think that was like, wow, that was such a, easy question because I didn't know that. And I think that movie kind of just came and went from pop culture. I don't think really anyone talks about it or remembers it that much. But yeah, it was just tough to watch. And every second that, Guy kept getting right answers and steals, I was just like, no. And one thing I want to talk about is it was kind of curious to me for some questions why Merle didn't go multiple choice. Like for that Valentine's Day Silver Linings Playbook question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he probably should have gone multiple choice because I'm guessing the reasoning why Merle said Robert De Niro is because I believe Robert De Niro is in New Year's Day, which is
New Year's Eve. Yeah, he's in New Year's
Eve. Yeah, he's in that movie. So, I think he kind of got confused there, but I think there was another question where he probably should have gone multiple choice there, and Guy got the steal.
Do you think that this was Andrew Guy in Dan Murrell's head? Do you think that's what it was, or do you think he just tripped up?
I think it was a little bit of both, if I had to guess.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Justin?
I don't know what to say. I don't. Like, when he spun opponent's choice and he gave that shrug, like, it's whatever. Like, I felt confident. I was like, Dan's going to pull this out. Not so much. Don't know what happened with Guy getting all these points out of nowhere. The score ends up being what it is at the end of the second round. I'm worried, but I'm not giving up hope. I just don't understand what's going on. What is wrong in the world to make this happen? Words aren't coming to me now. I'm speechless. Can't talk.
Yeah. Haven?
Hey, I don't know. Like I said, I was digging the match. I don't know what everybody else was watching, but this was exactly what I was hoping for. This was exactly what Guy guaranteed us. He is the GOAT. He speaks the truth. Everybody wants to think of him, I don't know. I guess they think he's a liar when he's a prophet. When he prophesied what was going to happen in this match for all of us to witness, he bore fruit. It was happening. After the first round, he knew it was gonna run away because the crowd was devastated. Like they must have, they started crying early. The crowd got quiet. It was like when Thanos came to Earth, man. That's exactly what happened when Guy entered that building. He was just a giant amongst peasants.
Yeah.
The opponent's choice.
And you had to love the expression on Christian's face when Christian was in complete disbelief.
I'm gonna get to that. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that guy. But hey, the opponent's choice didn't really bother me because Dan is a great competitor and everything on the wheel. He really doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. But I guess Pixar, he might have overthunk that one, so he spun again, which was surprising. Because usually, he spun the wheel a couple times before where he, moved from a category, but it always worked out in his favor. Andrew Guy, man, like Cameron said, man, like we got to give him props. Like he spun his wheel, he got that thing, what he got, and then he sat down and took it. I thought he was gonna go away from that, because his team action. You thought he probably would have went for a different category, but once he started answering these questions, man, like just right after the question was asked, like I was like, holy shit, this guy's in his zone. He knows this stuff. He's been in jail. What you do when you're in jail? For most people, I heard they read a lot, man. So when he was in jail, he was studying movies, and he was probably getting fan letters, giving them questions. And hey, that guy put on a hell of a show, man. And it was crazy. But man, I was digging it the whole time. And Christian just looked sad, man, confused, bewildered. I don't know if this threw some wrinkles in his plans because I guess he thought like every other peon out there thought that Dan was just gonna demolish Guy, and once that wasn't happening, man, Christian just looked like he looked devastated. He looked sad.
Yeah, James.
Kevin just can't stop smiling. I hate it.
Yeah, he's all aboard the action train, unfortunately, which is sad because he ever gets any action, from what I can tell. But anyhow,
Demo with the one-liners.
I do what I can. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, you could tell like just between the desk and the post-match interview. I mean, none of us expected Dan Murrell to play this way, and I don't definitely Dan Murrell didn't expect to play that way. And if one, like I said, everybody's earned a bad match. Everybody, at least, and I'm sure there's been a handful of us who've had a bad match here or there. But as far as, like I said, overall, Guy got the win. I'll give him his props. And now he's never going to shut the fuck up about it, which is the most annoying part. But when it comes right down to it, he's cemented himself to beat Dan Murrell, which is something, like you said, that only one or two other people can claim, John Roca and Christian Harloff. So overall, like I said, props to Andrew Guy. Hopefully you don't choke your next game out, because I doubt that partner of yours is coming back to you for any length of time, especially given what we saw towards the end of the show. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Dominic?
Yeah, just shocked and awed at how the match turned out. Couple misses though. In Dan's defense, he did get a decent amount of questions that even I didn't get. Like, because of Dan's round 3 questions, the only one that I got, just like him, was the Sean Connery and Kevin Costner for the Untouchables one, because I'd never seen Meet the Parents, and I've heard Child 44, but I had no idea what it was about. So yeah, just completely shocked and awed. Yeah, it was a thing where it was a combination of Murrell has not played in a while, so he was probably just not expecting that to happen, and Guy got in his head, because Guy will not shut the fuck up about anything ever, and he's a great hype man. So he totally got in Dan's head, and that worked to his advantage. If that happens again, like if the two of them face off again, I don't know if that'll be the case, because Murrell will be a little bit more expectant of you know what to expect from Guy. But yeah, just it's a shock and it's a blow. But I hope it doesn't derail Dan and stop him from coming back for a while, because Dan said he's back, so I want to see him compete more.
Well, I mean, we're going to see him September 8th at the live event. But yeah, in round 3, Murrell's 2-pointer was in a category of crime. It was named 2 of the 4 actors that played the 4 untouchable officers, and Brian De Palma's The Untouchables. He gets that. Kevin Costner and Sean Connery. His 3-pointer was comedy. In Meet the Parents, what happens to Pam's sister Deborah when everybody's playing volleyball in the pool? He gets that correct. She got the ball spiked on her nose. It broke her nose. And then his 5-pointer in dramas. Tom Hardy plays a disgraced member of the Russian military police who investigates a series of child murders during the Stalin-era Soviet Union in What Mystery Thriller. He guessed Bronson. But yeah, that Child 44, that was a tough question. And I know I wouldn't have gotten it. And Guy gets the 16-14 win via TKO. Shocks the world. And he goes crazy.
Let me ask you guys: has anybody actually seen Child 44?
No.
Nope.
No.
I didn't.
Me neither.
I had heard of it, but
yeah, it's based on a
when
book.
they answered, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember hearing about that movie.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
like, I've heard of it, but like I've never seen it before.
Yeah, me neither.
I guessed it basically just because I knew, oh, that's a Tom Hardy movie I haven't seen. That might be what that's about. I didn't know, but I got it right because I just Macooga'd it.
I drew a blank. I didn't
even know that movie existed.
It came and went. And
Yeah.
so like a couple years back, and nobody ever talks about it. So that was a tough,
Yeah, and I'll give Dan, everybody, he was a heavy favorite. He didn't get the job done, but I'll give him a lot of credit. He gave all the props and respect in the world to Andrew. Because he said he wasn't one of those guys who said that he's just going to come in and kick his ass. He gave him props for the win, and that was commendable on his part.
Yeah, again, it's one of the things that makes Dan a great competitor. He's not like a Snyder or a guy who does nothing but talk shit. He gives credit where credit is due if somebody beats him. It's what's always made him a stand-up guy, just in general.
Absolutely. Does anybody? I mean, most of you guys kind of touched on, your thoughts on that he won. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Andrew Guy, whether you like him or not, you have to give him this performance. It was amazing, and this should shoot him up the singles rankings, not all the way, but enough that he should get a look, going forward. And I think Andrew Guy right now, it's an interesting comparison. Kind of reminds me of like John Roca early days, but on like 17 shots of espresso, because he is all over the place. He's obviously studying. He cares about this game, and whether or not you like his heel persona, he is clearly invested. And I think that it's good that we have guys like Andrew Guy, Ben Bateman, these younger guys that represent kind of the new age of the league, because there is places like the Five Horsemen, they're kind of representing the old guard, and I think it's a good dynamic between them, and you kind of have these newer players coming in, Ethan Irwin, Andrew Guy, Ben Bateman. I really hope that they get a good look heading toward that singles tournament too.
Definitely. And also, I want to pose you all a question. Now, earlier last week, myself and Haven, we got to interview the boss, Ben Bateman. You can go check that out on Jack of All Trivia.
Great
and
interview.
a question I want to ask you guys, something that Ben asked me is, with Dan losing this match, do you believe that he should be in the singles tournament? Has he earned it coming off of this loss?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because he's Dan Murrell. Absolutely, he deserves a spot in the singles competition. It doesn't matter how it's one loss compared to how many wins he's got. Because Christian's given the chance to other people who've had losses like that before. So I feel like just based off that, that alone, I feel like Dan deserves to be in the tournament.
Yeah.
No matter what. You go ahead.
Justin?
I was gonna say, like, just for example, like how many times John Rocco or top 10 lost, and how many title shots and chances they get.
Exactly. It's the same. How many people who've lost more times than Murrell have been given extra chances?
Yeah. No matter what, if you got a record of 7-3, I believe that's what Dan Murrell has. You should be in the tournament. Yeah. If you got a record like that, you definitely deserve to be in there.
Even
Two-time former champion, 2016 Player of the Year.
Yes,
Even
especially
considering he's been gone for a while,
especially considering that he's been gone a while. Especially considering he's been gone a while.
Yeah, only 3 losses, and 2 of them were title shot matches. Well, that's a record that nobody can recreate. Not nobody, but
he's a big draw too. You want a guy like that in your tournament. Gives it some. Makes the tournament more valuable. And I think who are you gonna have? You're gonna put Makuga in again instead of him. Like obviously, maybe if this league, maybe like 5 years from now, when everyone we have the best trivia minds in the world, but when there's 16 people in this tournament, Dan Merle has to be in there.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
Not a question.
that's what I said too when we were talking to Ben. I know Christopher disagrees, but I mean, you want the best in the tournament, and even though he lost, like he's still one of the best, like I might talk trash about him, but Dan is a super nice guy, he even, he just like Cameron said, after the match, after the interview, he gave props to Andrew Guy. I mean, even though he lost, like, why wouldn't you put him in the tournament? Like, I don't know why you're reading.
It's just good on an entertainment factor.
No, I mean, I'm not like completely against it. I think it's a fair conversation to have.
Yeah, I mean, if he was playing regularly, then I could see. But I mean, that guy, when his schedule's available, you got to get him in matches when he's available, and I don't see why.
Well, Baby Yanni's 4-4, and he has a title shot, so I feel like Dan Merle can probably get into the tournament. I feel like it's okay.
Yeah, James, what about you?
Honestly, based on report card alone, I would definitely put him in the tournament. But I think what we're all missing here is doesn't matter what we say or what we think about whether or not he should be in the tournament. It's not up to us. It's not up to Christian. It's not even up to Thad. It's up to Cal and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on now. We got the second round of the IG tournament has begun. We got the Crusher, Rachel Cushing from the Fight Club, taking on Eric Super Zipper. And Rachel
Zippity doo dah.
Rachel came to play again. Got another perfect round. She got her bonus point. Zipper put up a good fight in the first round. He got 7 out of 10, which nothing to sneeze at. Haven, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on this first round, and who were you picking in this match?
Oh, I was picking the Crusher, like obviously, like everyone else. Like she's a great player. She's dominating. She's been dominating. So the only out of all my predictions, the only one I got wrong was the 3-way match. So I was going with Crusher all the way. Zipper, he's played. He played well the first time he's been on. He did well in the first round, but man, like she's just every match she gets better and better, man, and improved it again with another clean sweep of round 1 for the Crusher.
Yeah, James.
Yeah. Honestly, I went into this pick. The woman has just been one of the most dominant players in Inner Geekdom for the longest time. You can't take anything away from her. I mean, she's come so much into her own, especially considering like she's gone on record as saying she has anxiety issues. So performing in front of a crowd like this, just in the studio, was enough. But then to see her send that in a live event, and then to be as dominant and as consistent as she is, especially in Inner Geekdom, has been a great thing to see. Yeah, like Haven said, the only prediction I got wrong for the collision was Guy versus Merle. Otherwise, I went
Me too.
the other 4 right. But yeah, overall, just to see her step up and just be as dominant as she's been, especially in the league that I love, the league that I run here at Jack of All Trivia, and is very, very refreshing to see. And like I said, I love her to pieces. She's a great competitor. She did great.
Yeah, and also real quick, something I want to bring up. Can't believe I forgot it. At the beginning of the vid, Thad goes, he's talking to Johnny LaQuasta, telling him he's going to be on the desk. Johnny's all excited. And then Thad shows up with a corruption letter, and the Kalinowski replaces Johnny. I mean, that was pretty crazy to see that all play out. I'll take it next to you, Cameron. What were your thoughts on that in the first round?
Yeah, I really like the Kalinowski bit. Keeping Johnny LaQuasta, I think, is someone that trivia-wise maybe not the best, but obviously has that wrestling background, and even just hearing him go for 2 minutes, I feel like he could be a top announcer. It's all about schedule. But as for this match, it wasn't necessarily something I was looking forward to the most. I think of the round 2 matches, Kalinowski-Donica is something that I think is probably going to be a better match. But I think this was a nice palate cleanser, if you will, between the intensity that we had from Andrew's guy versus Dan Murrell, and then above the line versus the Patriots. So this is a nice kind of cool down, good match. Rachel was dominant, Steam was on. I think it's good to get Zipper in here too because he's got a big team match coming up. So I thought it was a good placing of the match.
Yeah, Dominic.
Yeah, great match. I had it on Cushing the entire time. I never thought for a second Zipper had a chance against her. Even after round one. Hold on, let me look at the questions. Yeah, we made a bunch of great jokes about it. Especially on the Megan Fox Jonah Hex question. I think Jay and I came up. I even made a joke. I was like, "Oh well, you all know what Megan Fox's porn star name is, right? It's Megan Fox with like multiple X's." But yeah, no, it was a great match. I was happy to see Rachel live up to her name, the Crusher, get the Jennifer Connelly bonus question. Especially because there were a few that in that round one that I almost blanked on. So yeah, once again, Rachel lives up to her name.
Hey, Dominic, I just gotta say, it's impressive to me that you're one of the younger guys in this realm, but you still make shitty dad jokes. Nicely done.
Oh no, I am such a sucker for the dad joke. You have no idea. I love it, Shibo. Every time you crack a dad joke, I'm like, mwah, yes, brilliant.
Yeah, I will say for me, I did pretty well in this first round. I got 8 out of 10 right. Felt pretty good about that. Justin, we'll go to you. What were your thoughts on the first round and the whole Kalinowski? You lost a bit.
I actually really want to see Johnny at the table, so when he left, like, I felt kind of disappointed because I kind of really do want to see how he does at the table, and hopefully they'll bring him back soon. But as far as the match, I honestly don't know what you guys are talking about. Zippity Doodah was the clear favorite to win this match. Like, who's Rachel Cushing? I'm kidding. Anyway, but
I'm gonna say, sorry, I gotten in here. Pop quiz question for everybody here. Where does the song Zippity Doodah come from?
Song of the South.
Okay, just making sure you're paying attention. The movie that Disney never talks about anymore.
Yep, the movie that Disney would love to forget that they made, along with every other racist subplot they had in every one of their movies, ranging from the beginning until around 1970.
Right, that's where they went too far.
Yep. That's the one where they were like, yeah, we gotta take this a step back here, guys.
Yeah. Justin, finish your thoughts on that?
Yeah, pretty much, like, this kind of goes into my thoughts about Collision as a whole, and I'll talk more about that later, but I honestly felt like this match shouldn't have been a match at Collision because they didn't feel like a Collision match. Like, yeah, of course, we want to see Rachel, but, like, with the actual match itself, what it was, and her opponent, it just, like, the Guy Merle match was a high, and then it went back to a low before the Iron Man match. So, I mean, the first round was fine. Rachel dominated like we expect her to, and she did a great performance. But we all knew what the outcome was going to be, so it was just whatever to me.
Yeah, I want to speak on something real quick. You just said that you didn't think it felt like a Collision match. Now, something that, when I watched it, upon my second viewing, I noticed something, is that when they were calling that match, Christian was still saying, playing the winner of Burnett and Donica.
I know it's not true.
I don't believe that they filmed this when they filmed everything else.
I agree with that, C-Dub, because I didn't notice that statement. I mean, I didn't notice that, but that does make a lot of sense now that you're saying it. So yeah, I 100% agree with that statement.
I think it was though, because I think they were all wearing the same clothes, like Jen and Mark and Christian.
Yeah.
Because I know Mark saw that jacket, that velvet jacket. So might have been, I don't know.
We'll go to you next, Cameron. What were your thoughts on the Kalinowski and the Clausen in the first round?
I think I already gave my points, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake.
I can repeat now.
Caleb?
Yeah, I was thinking that Cushing was totally going to take this. I had no doubts in my mind that Rachel was going to win this. I'm still pretty confident she's going to make it all the way to the end. I think she's going to be the one facing Jason Inman at the live event. I have no doubts in my mind. Maybe Kalinowski, but I'm thinking Rachel Cushing is going to take that. As far as that Johnny LaCosta stuff goes, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I think that was just Mike trying to kind of mess with his head a little bit, get a little revenge, because it's like, oh, he's so excited to do this. Nope, you're not gonna get to, but I made you feel like you were gonna for a second. That's Mike messing with his head a little bit, getting a little revenge. He feels like so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody else noticed, but like when I was watching it last night for the second time, I noticed, when Johnny walks away, he still stays in the frame, and he just looks so miserable. I don't know if anybody else noticed that.
I love the camera cut because it felt real. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was a really great choice of direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked pissed off in the background. He was just standing there for a little bit.
It didn't seem like as edited or as like watered down. Like it was like it felt more real, and I think that was good acting on all 5 of them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the line that Christian had to count. He's like, I don't know if I should ask you if I'm okay to sit down.
Yeah, that was good. Because we all know they're working together, right? So there you go.
Yeah. Haven? Okay, I guess Haven is nowhere. All right, so yeah, Rachel, she had the lead 11-7. She goes first. She spins Marvel movies. She didn't want it, but she spins Marvel movies again. And she played well. She got all 4 of her questions for 5 points. Had to go multiple choice probably more times than she would have liked. Me personally, I was a little surprised that she didn't know Baxter Building was the name of where the Fantastic Four lived without multiple choice, but she still got it. And then Zipper, he spins Star Wars very quickly, spins again. Gets stuck with Star Trek. And he goes 2 for 4 for 2 points. Rachel was able to capitalize on 2 steals for 3 points. So Rachel was up 19-9 in complete domination. James, what were your thoughts on all that?
I mean, yeah, a couple of those. I'm just as surprised as you are with the whole Baxter Building thing, but yeah, overall, like I said, solid match. Rachel played, as smart as she knows how to play. Had the commanding lead. She kept going. She took things exactly the way she knew how to do it, and overall, I mean, granted, Zipper's no slouch, but I mean, going up against somebody who has been as dominant as Rachel Cushing has got to be an intimidating thing. So those nerves had to have kicked in there. But yeah, overall, like I said, it was exactly what I expected. Complete domination once again by Rachel Cushing, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, Haven.
Yeah, after she went perfect in the first round, man. The second round, like you could just tell Zipper was just losing steam. He was losing confidence. The gap in the score just kept increasing for Rachel. She could do this in her sleep, man. It seems like she looked, she's kind of looked at bored, because she's getting every question right. And after round 2, it was a wrap. We knew it was inevitable. So, but it was a great performance by Rachel. It just shows that she is she's gonna come get that belt soon. I mean, the match, like I said, was very one-sided, but the commentary was really good. Jason Inman was really good on commentary. So was Mike Kalinowski. That was a good dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cameron?
Yeah, I think that Rachel Cushing probably could have gotten more points, but I think she played the game right because, you have a 4-point lead, which is a big lead out of the first round. And I think you just play it safe. Don't give him any chances to get 2 points. Go to multiple choice. When you're at the elite talent that Rachel Cushing has in the interdivision league, if you do multiple choice, she's going to nail him every single time. So I think that she made the right choice, didn't give him any opportunities, because that's really the only chance I think Eric Zipper had was getting a 2-point steal, getting a multiple choice steal. And that Star Trek, that hurts, I feel like that's kind of what's going to do in a lot of players is Star Trek, which is why Jason Inman is the champion. And that's why Hector Navarro was out of the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment?
Yeah, pretty much no thoughts that are different from anybody else's. Rachel crushed it, and what's it called? Zipper did well enough on his second round with the Star Trek questions. The only one that I got without him going to multiple choice was the Nemesis question because they've asked that question in the Schmoedown before. And yeah, really no other thoughts to add other than what everybody else has said.
Justin?
I mean, nothing else really to add. I mean, it was pretty much a done deal at the end of the second round. I mean, especially for me, it was a done deal when this match was even set up. But at the end of the second round, it was pretty clear where the match was going. So, yeah.
Caleb?
Yeah, kind of echoing what everyone else has said. I think, yeah, once that second round ended, we all kind of knew Rachel Cushing was just going to run away with it, and she did. And, yeah, I think just kind of proves, because, you know, she didn't want that category, and she still did decent enough with it. So, yeah, I think, you know, Rachel's just one of the best competitors, and I think I'm incredibly confident she is going to make it to the end.
Yeah. See, going around 3, Rachel, she picks her number 7, 8, and 2. Zipco goes with 1, 5, and 14. And I'm going to give credit to Zipper here. You know, his 2-pointer, DCEU, he could have cut and run, but he didn't. It was 2-point question was in Justice League, what are Steppenwolf's army of minions called? That is a softball pair of demons. He got that correct. But then on his 3-pointer, he gets a category of The Hobbit, a category you can see he's not too thrilled with. Question was, who played Thorin Oakenshield, leader of the Dwarven Company in the Hobbit trilogy? He got that immediately. Richard Armitage. And then his 5-pointer gets stuck again with Lord of the Rings. Question was, in the Fellowship of the Ring, what was the name of the watchtower in which Aragorn and the Hobbits took shelter on their way to Rivendell? He guessed Minas Gadali. I mean, he got it wrong, but at least he ventured a guess. The answer was Weathertop. I mean, yeah, Rachel got the TKO victory, but at least Zipper gave up a fight, which is something Jeff Snyder said take notes from. I mean, I'll go to you first. Haven, your thoughts on the entire match?
Oh, like I said, it was a no-brainer, man. Like Zipper, you know, he tried to play well. I mean, he did what he could, but like just round after round, man, match after match, Rachel just dominating. So it wasn't a surprise, you know. It was, you know, it just sucks that all her opponents just seem so inferior to her because she just like manhandles them. You know, in the interview, you know, Emma had to be there, so you know, I can't wait till Rachel and Classic Clark Wolf leave the Fight Club because Emma's just a straight up evil heel, you know, in disguise. And I can't wait till they.
I'm honestly starting to believe that. Like she's gonna, I'm telling you, by the spectacular, she's gonna reveal like that she's a heel.
No
she
way.
has that Porg magic.
Night Sisters for life.
Caleb?
Yeah, just kind of still, yeah, Zipper, I think he was able to do pretty well despite what he had. I mean, you said it, I think you said it really well. If that was Jeff Snyder there, the match would have been done once he got that round 2, or that first 2-point question. He would have just been like, I don't want to deal with this, I'm just done. Zipper didn't give up. He kept playing, you know. Zipper kept going through, and, you know, he didn't make it, but I give props to him. And if he wouldn't have been playing someone as amazing as the Crusher, you know, this could have been a different outcome. You know, if he could have been playing Emma Fife, he could have made it to the 3rd round, I think.
Or even if, you know, I'm a big fan of Rachel, but even if Eric had gotten a category that, like, he's strong in, like a Marvel or an MCU, I feel like he would have thrived in that category, and it could have been a much different outcome. I mean, most of you guys, you know, you touched on, you know, the win. Does anybody else have anything else to add?
He did better than Marquia, I'll say that.
Yes, he did.
Marquia and Bruce Green should start a faction. They should. The
And invite Umberto to it.
Yeah, Umberto. I just want to say, I unfortunately have to go. I work soon, but I do really appreciate joining you guys for the first time. It sucks because Above the Line is my favorite team, so I'm looking forward to this discussion. And see you guys later.
All right, well, hey, Cameron, you want to plug anything where people can find you?
Yeah, just Cameron M76 on Twitter, capital C there. I just will say this: Sam Levine, greatest of all time. I think that's pretty clear after the collision. I'm just gonna head out after saying this. All right, see you guys.
Thanks for coming on, Cameron.
Yeah.
Love to have you back.
See you, Cameron. Hope to face you one day.
All right, well, if nobody else has anything to add on the IG match, we can move on to the team championship.
I found out that real quick that apparently Demi Moore showed up for the Bruce Willis Comedy Central roast.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That airs like July 29th.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be amazing once they air that.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, we had Above the Line and the Patriots, the rubber match, the conclusion of a trilogy. And, I mean, I've been speaking on this for weeks. I said that Above the Line would win this with ease. And they proved me right. They were the big heavy favorites. They were up after, it was an Iron Man match, 30 minutes. ATL, they were up 10-8 after 5 minutes. They were up 20-14 after 10, 26-22 after 15, 35-30 after 20, 45-40 after 25, and then at the 2-minute warning, they were up 50-45. They outscored the Patriots 7-3 in the speed round. The Patriots, they had an early lead at 6-5, but then the Above the Line, they regained that lead and never relinquished it. The closest the Patriots ever got was at 39-36. In that speed round, Drew was the dominant competitor. He got 5 out of 5. Sam got 2 of them. JTE was 4 for 5, and Snyder was 4 for 2. Some noteworthy things about the match. The Patriots, 6 times during the course of it, they got 2 questions wrong in a row. Above the Line, that only happened to them 3 times. Couple other things. On question 22, the Patriots tried cheating, saying aliens when they only had alien written. On question 24, the Above the Line, they weren't trying to cheat. They missed a letter in Melissa Benoist. Question 44, I was a little surprised Above the Line didn't get this question. It was what was on Mark Zuckerberg's card other than his name and everything else. The Patriots got it. I'm CEO, bitch. I mean, Above the Line, they took care of business. They won 57-48. It was an amazing match. Dominic, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on everything?
I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The Snyder versus Bibiani match was the first sign, and this is further sign. The Patriots and just overall the Lion Den's whole reign of success is over. They are going to have nothing but a downward spiral going forward. I'm telling you, you're going to see it. JTE in his next singles match, it's going to be like a repeat of 2016, and he's going to completely shit the bed. Like I said, you're probably not going to see Finstock, Dagnino, whatever the fuck, or Ken compete for a while. Like I said, the only one, and I think who they should put all their chips on going forward is Donica, because again, he seems to be the only one and I think that seems relatively unaffected by this wave of unsuccess that is going to happen with them now. But yeah, Sam and Drew kicking ass just like we thought they would, proven to be the powerhouse team and a likable team too. I really, really enjoyed that. And yeah, this is just a great match to watch overall.
Jane?
Yeah, I mean, we want to talk about that first Iron Man match that aired at the Spectacular this past year. Holy, that was an exhausting thing to watch. Like, I got exhausted just following along with it. This one, even more so because it was outside of a specialized area of knowledge that I had. But holy crap. I mean, you want to talk about 4 guys who really know their stuff. I mean, Patriots had nothing to be ashamed of heading out of here. This was a tight game all the way around as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I do tend to agree with Dominic, especially with what's going on now. I don't think you're going to see a lot out of the Lions Den, especially after one went down after the match. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Caleb?
This was a crazy match, but it was fun. It was stressful though. These Iron Man matches are so great. I love this format. It's so fun to watch. As far as what Dominic said about the Lion's Den, I don't think Donica is really going to be immune to this. I think once he hits this Kalinowski match, I think he's going to be done. That's. I think the only reason he won his first round match is because he was playing Gerber. If he would have been playing someone better, who knows what would have happened. But anyway, it was a fun match to watch. I really enjoyed it. I have one little problem though, and this is just a little nitpick. They have a question that said, in Alice in Wonderland, what did the Queen order the guards to paint the roses? In that movie, she never orders them to paint the roses. They plant white roses and they paint them red to cover it up because they were supposed to plant red roses.
Thank you, Caleb. I knew there was something up with that match. I knew that because I'm like, wait, because I remember distinctly from that movie. I'm like, wait a minute, she never ordered them to paint a certain color. She was mad that they were painting them or something like that. So that whole question was odd.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did actually guess red on that question, luckily.
Yeah, that's what caused me to guess white, because I remembered it that way.
Yeah, and I think, if I remember correctly, Above the Line guessed white, and that might have been part of the reason why they got it wrong. You never know. But yeah, overall, that was a good match. I mean, with that many high numbers, that's, no matter what, that's a great match. Yeah.
Haven?
Yeah, man. Both teams played tough, man. I mean, Iron Man, they had to answer a shitload more questions than they normally have. Well, I guess not in the championship match. There's 5 rounds, so there's more than a regular team match. But in that Iron Man match, it started off hot and it kept going, man. I mean, above the line, they got the win at the end, which I don't think, the Patriots are a tough team. They had the titles. I think they won 9 times or defended it 9 times or 10. So that they're no slouches, man.
They defended the title 6 times. They're now the record now is 9-2.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, because their first 2 matches weren't title matches.
That's right. Yeah. This was I think this was the second match everybody was looking forward to. Out of the whole collision. Of course, Andrew Guy and Dan Murrow, people were looking forward to that. This was easily the second favorite match. It was a tough ass match. It sucks the Patriots lost. But above the line is just proving why.
It doesn't suck at all. What are you talking about?
I mean, they play tough, and that's what nobody can ever say that those guys weren't there to battle. They proved that they were there to battle. They just end up losing, and above the line, they're a scary team, man. Sam is dominating with 2 belts, and I don't see any team coming close to them now, man. Those guys got their groove, and they're going to be pretty unstoppable.
Yeah. Justin?
Going into the match, like when it started, I was slightly disappointed. I don't know if anyone else had this mindset, but just based on the first Iron Man match, I just assumed that everyone would have their own clipboard, not that they'd be conferring with their teammate the whole match. So I felt like that might have been a more interesting format, but I guess since it's teams, you want to have them confer. So I got it, but I don't know why. I just assumed the match was going to go the way it did. But as far as the actual match itself, I was rooting for the Patriots the whole time, despite having Above the Line on my fantasy team this year and last year. And they were the reason why I won last year, and they're the reason why I'm in the league now. But, just something about the Patriots, and maybe because they were kind of the underdogs going into the match, that I was rooting for them, and I wanted them to try to make it as close as possible. But, I mean, there's no denying Above the Line.
Yeah. Dominic?
Yeah, it was a fucking amazing match. For considering the fact that they made Guy Merle the end of the first video, I didn't think they were going to top it, and they totally did, in my opinion. For me, at least, this was the highlight of the entire match. Absolutely wonderful on an entertainment factor, on a movie trivia factor, on just the joy of finally seeing the Patriots and the Patriots officially over for good now. And yeah, Sam and Drew, I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope that they replace the Patriots as the new undefeated team, and I hope that they can go another 9 wins before they receive a loss, if any.
Well, they're already defeated.
Yeah, they have lost.
Yeah, they can't replace the Patriots as undefeated.
No, I'm talking as champions. I'm talking as champions.
Okay. So yeah, let's get into this post match. I mean, well, first off, Drew McWeeny, he's not much for enthusiasm, but he sure as shit showed it there, screaming out, "Fuck yeah!" He was thrilled to win. And then this post match, we'll go to the Patriots first. Anarchy begun there. Forget the actual ending of the collision. Here's where anarchy began. Earlier in the pre-match, Donica was given a corruption letter. Dagnino got one.
Jay Washington got one.
Jay Washington got one. Well, Jay Washington didn't tie into this storyline, though. But Ken Knapsack, he turns on Dagnino, says that he's been recruiting behind their back for a Star Wars player and an IG player. He tried trading Snyder to the Viper Squad. Says that he's forming his own faction, the Knights of Ken. Then Snyder ends up bailing on JTE. And then Dagnino, he asked JT, "Are you staying with me or are you joining them?" And JT's like, "Forget them, they're losers. I'm with you." So the Patriots are officially over, it appears. The Lions' Den is in complete disarray. Grace is nowhere to be found. And then on the above the line side, Sam Levine, he said he's got this big announcement on Tuesday. Now, I don't know what this could be, but I've been clued in. Somebody posted a video from back at the Spectacular. Sam said that he wants to at least defend the singles belt once, and then he'll give it up. Could he possibly be giving up the belt? Haven, I'll go to your thoughts on that, and the Lions then complete this demise.
Give me 1 second.
Sounds like Paul is going nuts.
Caleb, I'll go to you.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that if the Patriots lost, something like this might happen because, let's face it, the Lions' Den have kind of been going on a downward trajectory for a long time. Dominic has even kind of touched on it, previously right now. But yeah, I was kind of thinking Lions' Den about to be done, but it was surprising to see JTE kind of go off with Finstock. It might be potential. There might be some potential that Box Office Breakdown could be getting back together. Probably wouldn't be called Box Office Breakdown, but who knows? That could happen. Might not, but that could happen. Yeah, I don't know what Sam Levine's announcement is going to be. He might be retiring from singles. If that happens, that's a little worrying, but could be that he's quitting above the line. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he could just quit all like that. I mean, he's got both belts. I mean, I hope he doesn't retire from either.
Well, actually, C-Dub, if you don't mind, if I can interject real quick, because I did not stick around for the post-match, because at the time, we cut it off immediately after the match ended, so, what's it called? Because me and Jay, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning by me, I was exhausted, so I did not stick around. So all this is news to me. I had no idea about this, about any of this that had happened.
I'm feeling that you didn't watch it, knowing that you're not a fan of the storylines and the way you were talking before. I didn't think that you knew.
No, I had no idea.
So, Dominic, you're telling me you don't know the announcement about the team tournament?
No, I had no idea about the announcement of the team tour. I didn't. As soon as the match cut off, I had no idea. Like, I have no idea what the announcement.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh man, you missed
don't
one
say
of them.
anything.
All right.
No, I mean, you guys can tell me. I want to know. I want to know.
Okay, so they were about to end the match. Oh, I mean, end the video. Thad shows up saying, hold on. He's got an announcement about the team tournament and announces that the team tournament motto will be anarchy. None of the teams that are teams right now will be paired together in the tournament. Everything will be done at random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then a whole mob of people started charging Thad. And
Okay.
Count Alfie was just yucking it up.
Yep. And so that's what he was doing when he was handing out the letters. Those are like their random. I'm guessing those are like their random assignments that they got.
That has anything to do
I
with it.
think that's what I think those are.
Well, no, the letters have more to do with Dagnino apparently recruiting behind their backs.
With Dagnino or Ken? Because I thought you said Ken was the one that was recruiting behind their backs.
No. Ken left the Lions Den to start his own faction, so Knights of Ken. Snyder, I don't know if he's going with Ken, but he ended up leaving too. And then JTE stuck with Dagnino.
Well, the JTE sticking with Dagnino, that makes sense. Like, those two have been around since the beginning, going all the way back to Box Office Breakdown. I mean, and also if we're going at the live show, I mean, you had Finstock coming in with the Bob Ross wig, defending him in the trial of JTE and everything, and that whole ridiculousness. Like, those two have been pals since the beginning. So I had a feeling that even with the Lions Den breaking apart, there was no way JTE was leaving Finstock. Because, like, JTE has kind of always seen Finstock as, like, his meal ticket, his key to success and everything, you know? Because that led to the whole splintering apart of the mega powers back in the day when Finstock, like, formed the Lions Den and everything. So that doesn't shock me that much. The Anarchy announcement, that's awesome. That's really cool. No, well, we'll get to that in the post-game match, because that's not here. But, yeah, so, honestly, hey, what do you know? My prediction came true, and I wasn't even aware of it.
You should go check it out, for real.
I might go back and watch that now.
Haven?
That the Lions then kind of just imploded on themselves, man. Ken, you know, once he turned heel, he's been fantastic. This is just another level of heelishness from him. You know, he left one heel group and he's going to start his own now, the Knights of Ken. I believe that Dominic correctly will be down with him, and then we'll see where he goes from there, like who else he recruits. Snyder, I don't know, maybe Snyder turns face now. You know, the Lions Den, he lost earlier this week, and then he lost the titles, you know, the title match. So maybe he'll turn face, you know, Snyder. That'll probably be interesting for him. And JT, I figured he would stick with Bobby. Those guys have been so close, man. Through the whole time they've been together on live YouTube and all that stuff. So that wasn't really surprising, you know, where they go from there if they rebuild. I think Grace is going to probably join when she gets back. She'll probably join Ken Knapsack. They've always been close. So that's going to be interesting where who they could bring in to like refill the ranks, you know. Now they're going to have two separate factions, you know, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Justin?
There's something JT said in the post-match interview that played into their performance in the Iron Man match, and also I feel like it played into the Jeff Bibiani match. He said when he saw how excited McWeenie was to win that match, as soon as he exploded, he realized he stopped being hungry. And I feel like because he also went on to say like he just felt like he's great and he's just used to being great, so he doesn't feel as hungry for the belt anymore. And I feel like it's probably the same thing happened to Snyder, which probably affected his performance at the Collision as well as his match on Tuesday, which I completely agree with, because you can tell like they're just used to winning, so it's just like effortless until they lost. But it's just like they're just kind of in that funk right now, so they have to get that spark back. And as far as the Lions, then I felt like them like imploding and just breaking up, it was something that was coming. I was actually going to post a question about that on the Facebook page, because there was one pre-match interview where Dagnino said that JT is going to get the singles belt, and this was before the Snyder Bibiani match had happened. I was like, that's something weird to say. Why would he say that? So I guess this was something that was in the works if they did lose that match to Above the Line. But yeah, interesting post-match. I'm excited to see who Ken recruits for the Knights of Ken, and just excited to see what happens to the former Lions Den members going their separate ways now. And as far as Above the Line and Sam's little announcement, I have no idea what he's going to announce, but I'll just hope he doesn't retire, because I'm tired of people saying, oh, I'm going to retire. Just kidding, I'm coming back in a year. It's just like, just say you're taking a break. Just say you're taking a break. You're not retiring, you're taking a break. If that is his announcement.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want him leaving. I mean, he's the champion. With Dan Murrow, it kind of made sense. And like he said, yeah, I'm stepping away. He said I will be back. But for him, it makes sense because he had just lost the belt. Sam is still the champion. Like you can't step away when you're still the champion. Like, come on, like he can't.
I don't think that's not going to be the announcement at all, Christopher. I don't know why you think that.
Well, what else could it be though?
It could be that he's leaving above the line. That could be the announcement.
No, I don't think so either. They just defended
the title. You can't leave above the line when you're the team champion.
I think that he might make an announcement that when he does defend the title, the main title, the singles title, that he might do it like in a 4-way or something or 5, to give more competitors the opportunity. I don't think he's just going to drop the title. That would make no sense. Like that.
I want to hear my thoughts. You guys want to hear my thoughts? And this is going to be completely random. I have a feeling that his announcement is going to have nothing to do with the Schmoedown. I have a feeling that he's going to announce something to do with like some sort of TV revival and concerning, like, I don't know, like maybe like a Freaks and Geeks revival or something. And or something along those lines, and that's gonna like affect his Schmoedown performance, and that might be why he steps away. That's totally random and batshit, and it's probably not the case at all. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I don't want him to step away.
I don't think anybody does. Sam Levine's
awesome. Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody wants Levine to step away. I mean, the guy's been great as a champ ever since he picked it up at the Spectacular. So, as far as what his potential announcement could be, I mean. Could Above the Line be bringing in another member to compete in another league, maybe starting their own faction? Who knows? That's all speculation. We'll find out in a couple of days. I'll be eager to hear what that's all about. As far as the implosion of the Lions Den, I'm going to do a little fun thing here. Some of you guys might not get it. I know Avon will. Hopefully he'll get a pop out of it. But watching the Den of Lions succumb to the jealousies of the Schmoedown, it was wonderful. Yes. It's so good to see that the Patriots have finally been deleted. But no, seriously, it was one of the best things I think I've ever seen. Just to see Ken confront Dagnino, it's like, yeah, you've been recruiting behind our back. You tried to trade Snyder to the Viper squad. I'm done with you. He bolts. Snyder says, you know what? I've been hearing the same shit. I didn't want to believe it because, this, that, and the other. But I'm not stupid. I know what's been going on. I'm done. I'm gone. Patriots are no more. Lions Den, it's only got about 2 members left. If we see that note that Donica got it before the whole match went down, is about the whole corruption thing. He goes out, so it's just after Dagnino and JT. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we got one match this upcoming week. Tuesday's just a Collider, collision special included with Sam's announcement. But on Friday, the Inner Geekdom tournament continues. We got the KO Mike Kalinowski taking on Donica. For one, I got Kalinowski reaching the finals of this thing. So, yeah, I'm going with Kalinowski. Justin, what say you?
I want Mara to reach the finals so badly. I seriously just want her to just surprise everyone and just have it be her and Kalinowski in the finals or her and Rachel in the finals. But another dark horse that a lot of people aren't talking about that they should be talking about is Adam. He lost to Donica by a point, and he beat the former champion Hector Navarro, so he could easily make his way to the finals too.
Yeah, I don't think Adam is quite good enough to defeat Kalinowski, Cushing, or Mara.
Yeah, I don't think Adam's got it. And his, no offense to Adam, but Hector kind of has been shitting the bed recently. I don't know. That just seems to be a thing with all these Inner Geekdom champions. First with Burnett and then with Hector, where the minute that they lose the belt, they start shitting the bed in terms of competition. Where Burnett, he's got the one match that he wins, getting the belt, and then every single match afterwards he proceeds to lose. Hector, what was the last time that, before Hector defended the belt against Inman, when was the last time that he defended the belt? Because I honestly don't remember.
Johns.
Yeah, Jeremy Johns.
At last collision.
Yeah, at the last collision, which is what, how many months ago? So, and then Hector starts, yeah, and then Hector shits the bed in his match with Adam, and missing what I thought were really easy questions. So yeah, that just seems to be a curse on the Inner Geekdom Championship. So I guess if that does continue, then I hope for the sake of it that Kalinowski does end up beating Inman and getting the champ, simply for the fact that to see him continuously shit the bed in matches afterwards so that he eventually loses it to someone who does deserve it more than him, like a Cushing or an Inman. But in terms of who I want to win, I mean, I'm going Cushing, although I wouldn't mind if Donica got it either.
Yeah. Caleb?
I think, it's going to come down to Cushing versus Kalinowski. I think those are going to be the final two. And I think Cushing is going to win. And I think it's going to be her versus Inman. And between who wins that, I don't know. That'll be a crazy match if that ends up happening. I think the only other scenario I see happening is maybe Kalinowski maybe taking that. And that's if he does something that kind of messes with Rachel's head. I don't know. But I think it's either going to be Cushing or Kalinowski, and I'm guessing it's going to be Cushing that makes it to the end.
Yeah. James?
Yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's no longer Killer Kalinowski. He's no longer KO Kalinowski. He is Chaos Kalinowski, because that's exactly what he's turned this entire Schmoedown into. With having the teams for the Ultimate Schmoedown team tournament picked at random, causing all of this complete, just debauchery and bananasness that's going on in here. I mean, I'm sorry, I have to disagree with both you and Dominic. I don't think Kalinowski's working for Christian. I think he's completely on his own, because to quote your movie, Woodburn, I think he just wants to watch the Schmoedown burn.
And that's entirely possible. I just sometimes like to think outside of the box.
No, and like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your theory. Just based on what I saw at the live event, all I can see Kalinowski doing is putting out more of those corruption letters and just going, dance, puppets, dance. So, but honestly, he's winning this Friday, in my opinion, and then it's him and Rachel in the finals, and then either one of them is going to face Jason Inman in the live event. So,
yeah. Haven?
I got Crusher winning it all. I don't care about that other loser. If he wins his match, but he's not going to be the Crusher. Hey, before we head, I just want to give a shout out to Jakeman Rapana. He posted on the movie Trivia Schmoedown a picture of Christian on the. I mean, it's a bad Photoshop, but Christian's head on the office manager.
Well, I can't see.
Yeah, I can't either.
If competitors could stop messing my planned storyline, that would be great.
That's pretty funny.
I love that.
Like, that was pretty cool.
Before we go, are we going to talk about kind of what's going on with the team tournament a little bit? Because that was kind of a crazy announcement.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see, how this all plays out, because we know we got the Shire Wolves are going to be taking on World's Finest, and they're going to face whoever wins that will face above the line before this team tournament. So, I mean, I'm excited to see how this all plays out. Like, will the above the line still be the champions going into this whole team tournament? Will the Shire Wolves have to, will they break up? I don't know. I mean, I hope not. I mean, I want to see. I really like above the line, but I want to see the Shire Wolves get the gold.
I'm pretty confident above the line is winning despite who wins.
Yeah, so real quick, so with this, hold on, because I don't know if I heard this right. So they're breaking up each team, so it would be like Clark and Rachel get paired up with different people.
They're drafting singles players into teams.
Yeah, the Shire Wolves are going to face World's Finest. Whoever wins that match will face above the line. Now, say the Shire Wolves win the #1 contender match and then they beat above the line. They're the team champions. They won't be broken up. But if they do lose, whoever's the team champions when this tournament starts is safe from getting broken up. But everybody else, it's free reign. Bateman could be paired with Emma Fife. Mark Andraco could be paired with JTE.
Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I heard, too, apparently the first match for the tournament is going to be at the live event. It's going to be Dan and whoever his partner is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoever.
It's right here. Dan and a partner. tournament in that versus another competitor, whatever team they decide to put up. That has been confirmed. That started the Ultimate Schmoedown Anarchy tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be rivals. I mean, WCW used to do that. They used to do that in WCW back in the day, wrestling company. Where they would take a good guy and a bad guy, team them together, for a pay-per-view, and they, that's how they would. I forget what they called it, but yeah, I'm guessing it could be anybody. It could be Andrew Guy and Dan Burrow as a team. It could be
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Sam Levine. Sam Levine could be partnered with Schneider. Roca with somebody.
JT.
That'd be like I'm just thinking of like all the possibilities they could do now, and this is gonna be bananas.
Yeah.
I already know it. I can't wait for this.
Oh yeah,
Anarchy looks exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be insane.
I got to give Mike Kalinowski some props. He's a scrub at trivia, but he's good behind the scenes.
He's got some ideas. He's got some ideas. All right, C-Dub, I actually got to get out of here. So, let's go. Are we just about done, or?
Well, yeah, I was about to say we'll wrap it up and
okay.
Send
I just had one more thing I was going to throw out to you guys if you want it.
Yeah, sure.
What's that?
I was going to ask you, based on last year's Collision and this year's Collision, which one did you like better?
This year's.
This year's. Honestly, only because I barely remember last year, so I'd have to go this year's.
But also, I watched last year's Collision very late. I didn't watch it until it was like the end of August. I didn't watch it this time last year. I was dealing with some stuff. But yeah. This year's Collision, I loved it.
Yeah, if we're being honest, the only super memorable part of last year's Collision is that three-way between Merle, Roca, and Riley.
Yeah.
I think that's the only super memorable match. The others, it's like, I believe it was Johns and Navarro against each other. That was a Collision match. Yeah. A couple different forgettable matches that nobody really remembers, and then the Roca three-way. This was a great Collision, despite really one disappointing championship match. The other 4 matches were great. Yeah.
All right, well, I think that about wraps it up here. So I'll send Dominic, where can everybody find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Movie Nerd Review. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Movie Nerd Reviews. Follow me on Instagram at Dominic Brizzi, and head on over to both of my websites, movienerdreviews.com and letterboxd.com/Dom81797. I will check you guys later.
Thanks. Pleasure having you. Justin?
You can find me at Twitter and Instagram at Justin is a Square. Oh, that was off. Twitter and Instagram at Justin is a Square. You can find me on Facebook, Justin Square. You can find me on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page, posting every day. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. Caleb, it was a pleasure having you back, Justin. Hopefully you come again in the future. Caleb?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Caleb Boatman. I do Schmoedown reactions every time there's one of those. And if I'm correct, you can find me on this channel on Tuesday in my debut Jack of All Trivia match. That's going to be great. That's right, Haven. It's this Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah, so be sure to watch that. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. And be sure to keep watching Schmoedown All Access because this is so much fun, and I plan to be here as much as I can.
Yeah, we love having you here, and I'll make sure to check out your match on Tuesday. Maybe I'll even be co-hosting.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at James Shimo. I do Schmoedown reactions, death battle reactions from time to time, trailer reactions. I also host my own show there called Sweating It Out. My little homage to what John Schnepp started. It's a bunch of sweaty nerds just getting together and nerding out for about 2-3 hours at a time. Once again, best of luck to John Schnepp. Get well soon, buddy. We're pulling for you. You can also find me here at Jack of All Trivia. I host the Intergeekdom Leagues on Monday. We have a really cool match tomorrow. It is Richard Schwartz versus J.D. West, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then next week, we're going to have a big Fatal 4-Way match between 4 of the biggest competitors in the IG League right now, so be on the lookout for that. You can also find me competing in the wrestling and movie leagues, and you can also find me here on Schmoedown All Access. Look forward to being here next time, man.
As always, a pleasure. Haven?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at Jack of All Trivia. That's how you join us, and then I'll put you in matches. And of course, you can find me on YouTube at Jack of All Trivia, where we do matches, where we do the Schmoedown All Access, where we talk about the love for the sport that has us all playing, competing, making friends around the world, man. So big props. Make sure you watch the Schmoedown. John Schnepp, praying for your brother get well. And that's it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. John Schnepp, we wish you a quick and speedy recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Holly, keep taking care of the big lug. You're doing a great job. As for me, you can find me on YouTube at Christopher Woodburn, Twitter, Chris Woodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. If you do Schmoedown reactions, trailer reactions, come join the MTS Fan Reaction League. We do new episodes of Schmoedown All Access each and every Sunday. I plugged it earlier. I'm going to plug it again. Go to the Jack of All Trivia YouTube channel. Check out the interview that me and Haven had with the boss, Ben Bateman. It was pretty awesome. So for Justin, for James, for Haven, for Caleb, for Cameron, Dominic, I'm C-Dub. Until next week, peace.